Hey everybody, it's been quite a morning. It has been quite the morning. So, Akon Azrael redeemed first. Cornman, watch streak reached. Cornman is on a 3-stream streak.
Huh.
Interesting.
Cool.
Okay. Watch streak reached. All right. Adrastea got subscribed to Tier 1. That's pretty cool. 6-month streak for her. That's great. That's great. Doc, the technical difficulties. So we have Doc the Sock, Doc the Rock, Doc the Lock, Doc the Knock, Doc the Bonk. Doc the technical difficulties. Okay, Cornman, you're just getting warmed up, I can tell. Yeah, we had to undo the changes we made. In fact, we had to remember what changes we made when the AWS was not had the outage. So yeah, just goofing. I'm sure you are just goofing, Cornman. And we got Max over on YouTube wishing us a happy Fallout Day, which is way cool. So, what's the reference to 2077 though? Is that the dystopian year that you play in that game?
Yeah.
Okay. TL Hyken says good morning too. Zach says laugh out loud at Cornman.
I should say that's when the world is destroyed with nuclear war. The actual game happens sometime after that.
Okay.
But yeah.
Okay. Adrastea says Twitch does not know how to remember a watch streak. At another stream, I went 24. Went from 24 to 3. I stopped caring about streaks then. Yeah. Yeah, I can understand that.
Doc, can you start Vocalics?
Okay, back to home and try again. Connecting.
There we got it.
There we go. All right.
Icon_Azrael was first.
Okay, Archon Azrael was first. It was announced by Ada. So I guess it's official. He was first. As soon as everything is all set up, we've got a guest with us today. So from last Thursday, she's back again. Mama Doc is here to say hi. And
good morning, everybody.
Okay.
Is her mic on, Garrett?
I'm not sure.
Is her mic close to her?
Sure.
Her mic does not have a switch on it,
Okay.
Correct.
so it should be always on.
I think we turned it down, though.
We did.
Oh, Cornman wants me to have breakfast.
Little good morning bean.
Yeah. You know, these have been so popular, I'm almost out of them. So our favorite delivery guy from Amazon is bringing us 3 more. Oh, good. I get to wash it down with a Butterfinger
Attention,
now.
Fixit has granted you a single Butterfinger consumption event. Please savor it responsibly. Additional units remain classified and inaccessible.
All right. I have the
Enjoy
Butterfinger here
illusion of
too.
freedom. It pairs well with chocolate.
Let's see if I get lucky and get a good tasting bean. But I have a feeling that Robert rummaged through and made sure that all the beans that were good were taken by him. I don't know.
Who, me? I would never.
I would know. Okay, we have a pink one, and I'm not quite sure what the pink ones are because I always eat before looking it up. So hopefully pink is good. Hope. Cotton candy.
Oh, good.
Cotton candy. Good, good. And I got my drink right here, so I'm hydrating. Okay, does Doc know about Fred? As in the guy from Fred the movie. Well, I don't. There's a movie called Fred? You want Doc to react to Fred? Yeah, pink is my new favorite color when it's coming out of the Birdie Bots package, definitely. No. Did not work. So what's the next strategy? Good morning, Doc. First time chat from Barkman X. Morning, Doc. Here to learn some Satisfactory. Well, that's cool. That's cool because we're gonna go and close the mall and make it good. Okay, Robert, do you know what I'm talking about, Fred?
No.
Okay, it's rabbit season is here.
Did we ensure that the CPU was compatible?
Yes,
Yes.
we looked at that motherboard.
I'll come take a look, Garrett.
Okay.
And Garrett is right now. It's the teddy bear, I am assuming. Okay.
Okay, did it just drop in perfectly fine, no issues whatsoever? Okay, so now I've got a physical problem. No, just
Okay.
my
What is the name of the mall? I don't think anybody's named the mall yet.
Into the onboard video.
So Robert and Garrett are kind of talking in the background.
Sorry
So
about that.
that's okay.
Here, how about I take you in game before I go engage Garrett?
Oh, okay. All right. Well, I'm gonna have to. Okay. What I'm doing now, right now in game, teddy bear. I'm assuming. Okay. What's the name of the mall? Well, I don't know. I don't think we've named the mall yet. I do though need to save the game I was playing this morning. I'm building stuff for the next video coming out. And I need to go to server manager and go to ping players. And there's somebody already on. So that's cool. Let's not drop the computer, guys.
Sorry, we're trying for competent maintenance over here.
Okay. I'm missing a mod. The gateway extension is missing. So let's go to mod manager. Gateway's extension is here.
I mean, things you move and plug it in.
Okay.
It switches.
So I'm going to turn off and turn on the gateway extension, see what we do. Okay.
You had all your mods off yesterday.
Yeah, and I turned them on to, play the other game. But,
Oh no.
oh no, what?
Gateway Extensions has updated.
Right, and I updated it yesterday.
You didn't update it for the server. So what you need to do is you need to switch on the top left there, switch to the server.
Thank you.
Then you have to update it for the server, and then you have to restart the server.
Oh.
And all of our users need to restart the server as well.
Oh.
We need to update as well.
Permission denied. I'm getting a permission denied for failure to remove infinite zoop. Okay. I'm gonna check the server.
Robert, did you hear Adrestia's comment?
Interesting.
that?
She said, so Robert, smelling them all and taking out the nice ones didn't work. What's the next strategy? Then she said, if they're sticky, then Robert went to give them all a lick move. Risky, but more effective than smelling.
Haven't done that yet.
Wow.
Oh. Which monitor is which?
That sounds like Bennett. Are you going to get it? Here.
Okay, Robert.
I'm gonna go help move this.
Okay.
Garrett,
Well,
what's up?
I need to tell the story of the morning because that's why Garrett just exited. Well,
Are you going to show them a picture?
I could.
Megalith says hi.
This is the picture of the morning. Now, the interesting part about that. Let me. So that is a 12-point buck. The bad part about that is the truck bed that it's in right now is the truck that hit it this morning. It sustained quite a bit of damage to the left front. So, but it's it's a 12-point buck. We only have one of the antlers, or else it would be a trophy piece. But we went and picked it up because roadkill is legal to pick up. It's more sanitary to pick it up and butcher it than it is just to leave it rotting on the side of the road. So we picked it up. A policeman stopped by and blessed the effort, and we picked it up, and they're working right now on getting the so there's a picture of the antler. There's one spike here and then 5 spikes along the normal part of the antler. So it didn't sustain any external damage. You see some bleeding out the nose, so it probably broke a rib cage, punctured a lung when it hit, and then just it ran off and passed away. So kind of sad, but we're gonna have venison meat to eat, which is kind of make lemonade out of the lemons. Got damage to the car that we have to fix. The damage to the car is the price you pay, I guess, for getting a nice. Some carver would be happy to work on it, I bet. Yeah, Adrestia's got a nice comment there.
So I'm sorry if I butcher your name, but T.L. Hicken says that venison tenderloin is heavenly. I was just looking up to see how to get rid of the game flavor before we freeze it or can it, so I've got some information on that.
Okay.
I don't think I haven't had venison since I was a teenager.
Me too.
Yeah, long time.
So, Robert, can you scoot over here and make sure that I'm doing this right?
I'm watching you.
So, it doesn't say that I need any updates. I've got the server selected up here. Do I turn mods off and then turn them back on?
Do you have other server options besides that one?
What do you mean?
Okay, that is the only server you see. Okay.
Yeah, that's the name of the current server, yes.
Okay.
Doc,
Yep.
so Corman asked if we've seen deer flutes, and Adrestria said the antler could be used to make something nice of it. Some carver would be happy to work on it.
Yeah.
That would be
Well,
interesting.
We'll definitely keep the antler, but we could not find the other antler. It must have broken off and
In flight.
exited somewhere. So what do I do
It might have already.
So I just go restart the server.
I think you restart the service next thing to try. Yeah.
Okay.
What's it? The flute thing? What was that comment?
He said, have you all seen deer flutes? And it says it's flutes made from the deer antler.
Okay. I mean, antlers are very, very tough. And so they make really good like knife handles and stuff like that. So, I mean, it has a lot of good use.
Okay.
So,
Oh, were we talking about the?
antlers.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, cool.
Yeah, that thing is like, it's gonna be 10 to 12 feet tall, fully extended.
Wow, it was huge. But you could see in the picture that it extended the full back part of the bed, and isn't a small truck. It's a medium-sized truck, so it's a good 8 foot bed, and it's it wasn't fully extended. They had to get it into the bed of the truck. So okay, so I've got to restart this.
It's a white-tailed deer.
Okay. Okay, Robert. My tech person normally takes care of these. Task manager. Okay, no. Basic settings, no. My server.
You've got to buy me and flutes.
Action. Restart. There we go. Restart server. Okay, we have successfully requested the restart. So it's starting up. Everybody will have to exit and restart their game. Okay.
Where have you read?
Not very much at all. They talk about the deer flute and what to make from it. That's
Yeah, apparently there's an Ada text-to-speech.
Request?
So I'll get that going.
Oh yes, long one from It's Wabbit season.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, hey, haven't seen it
Yeah.
around.
Adrestea says, it's very normal here to have venison and other wild meats in the supermarket in fall and near Christmas.
Oh really? Where do you live? Okay. Well, let's go ahead and minimize that and get into Satisfactory, see if it treats us better.
Netherlands. Nice.
Netherlands. Well, Netherlands and Norway and Finland, don't you guys all have basically reindeer as kind of a staple meat up there?
Wow. Yeah. I had estimated about 210 pounds for it. It took both me and Matt to drag it into the bed of the truck.
So that's probably what we're
Okay, I'm gonna send the text to speech.
Is it too long for
It's
text to
Wabbit
speak?
season.
There we
said,
go.
3 rings for the Elven Kings under the sky. 7 for
She
the
said our
Dwarf
family,
Lords in their halls of
our royal
stone.
family.
9 for mortal man doomed to die. 1 for the Dark Lord on his dark throne. In the land of Mordor where the shadows lie. 1 ring to rule them all, 1 ring to find them. 1 ring to bring them all, and in the darkness bind them. In the land of Mordor where the shadows lie.
Okay, so that was from the Lord of the Rings,
Yes.
a Lord of the Rings quote. Neat. You may now continue, dear.
Sorry about that.
That's totally okay.
I like everyone to be quiet when I'm talking.
Yes, especially Ada.
Adrestria says our royal family has their own hunting area, but hunting is a good part of wildlife preservation here too.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
Yeah. Hey. Yeah. Our governments here are pretty are very generally very strict in how they want in wildlife preservation. And so like for deer, a hunter is only able to get a tag for 1 or 2 a year, generally speaking, which is probably a good thing, but hunting culture really isn't all that pervasive here. It is obviously more pervasive in more rural areas than in more
Hey,
urban
Robert.
areas.
I am constantly getting this infinite zoop error message.
Yeah.
I just keep closing it. Infinite zoop keeps working, but
Okay. Have you tried logging back into the server?
I rebooted the server. It still gave me the same error, so I deleted the gateways extension, and I'm going to re-add it.
Okay.
Need to go to all mods, gateways extension,
Nothing.
install it. It should give it says it needs 2.4, and it's for some reason the server only has, and then that infinite zoop one again.
Okay, what are you saying about the server? Only has what?
The only has 2.0.
Okay, so the server is not recognizing the new version.
What do you mean not recognizing it? It recognizes that it has 2.0. It's just not getting the new one.
Okay.
And I just reinstalled a new one with the server up there. And so I am going to go to installed ones. Okay, now. Okay, it should show that it's installed now.
Oh no. And Levy is lurking.
Levy is lurking. Ooh.
Mm-hmm. And Cornman, Matt is our brother-in-law. So the sister that just built her house, Matt is her husband.
Uh-huh.
So me and Matt went out to retrieve the deer,
Yeah.
and it was Matt and Britta's daughter, Emmeline, the one that you guys have seen that hit it.
Go ahead.
I'm gonna. Adristea says, hunting is not very common. It's frowned upon by most, but I see the benefits of it. I worked for a restaurant for a few years as a teen where the owners would go pheasant hunt in the fall. I plucked and cleaned my share of fowl.
Oh, fun.
Okay, it's saying, okay, here's the error message, Robert.
Yeah, so the server isn't getting the new version of the mod.
Right. So now how do I deal with getting back on the server?
She has interesting.
See if you can downgrade your mod locally.
Okay. How do I do that? I don't.
Don't know. Never tried it before. You have to go back to Satisfactory Mod Manager.
Okay, don't talk so loud.
You're gonna have to go back to Satisfactory Mod Manager and see if there's a way to downgrade your version.
Okay. Well, in the meantime, we're fussing with things, and we're. People are joining. Oh, by the way, we're having technical difficulties getting back into the server. Satisfactory Mod Manager for some reason. Now, how do I check what version this is?
Zach says, could it be because I'm in the server with a different version?
Okay, so the right hand panel on the left hand side has a change version button in gray.
Okay, so the version here is 2.4, but the server's not getting it.
Right. So change back to your installation instead of the server installation.
Okay.
And under that more versions, change yourself back to
Yeah,
2.0.
I mean, if you're bored, certainly. Or if you need to have other things to
It's
do.
2.0.1. That's what they're asking for. And the same infinite zoop one.
Okay. Now try to run the game.
Well, it's still saying latest version is 2.4. Oh, installed version is 2.4. It didn't actually change. Well, this one says
Max Murphy says, oh well, guess you're gonna have to play the Enigma.
We will try this and see what happens.
Yeah, the fact that it didn't seem to change the version would mean to me that it has made a difference.
Did you have to? This might sound stupid, but did you have to actually shut down the server before you updated?
No, you can update it, and then the next time you restart, it picks up the mods again. We've been through the process a couple times. It's a good question, though.
But yeah. And Levy is asking it, deer? And says, the deer here keep trying to hug my car when I'm driving. Well, that's exactly what just happened to Emmeline.
So, Chinko's comment, it should have booted you from the server so that they could update it.
That's in response to Zach saying, could it be because I'm in the server with a different version?
Yeah, it shouldn't have let him on. So
is it just that the server didn't actually restart?
I can always go try it again because I have the server.
Okay. But you tried to get in and you failed again?
And that Zach says, okay, so I'm the problem. And Alex says, we're not saying that, but we're saying it.
I mean, restarting the server should boot him anyway.
Yeah, exactly.
So stopping the server. Uh-oh, I have my political cartoon showing on the screen.
Uh-oh.
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 Okay. It says the server's running. So let's try getting Satisfactory going. Okay. Okay, it says it appears to be offline at the moment. Even though it says that it's running, now it's connecting to server. Okay. It's getting a ping, but the ping is really long.
And that's normal for restarting this computer.
It didn't do it last time, which makes me mildly believe that maybe it didn't get actually restarted. There, now the ping is going down.
Do we have any normal monitors here that use a normal power supply?
You're having trouble finding a different power supply?
All of them use their specialized power supply. Garrett's cable managed everything, so everything's stuck under his desk, so I can't fix the computer because it's stuck under his desk and everything's on cable managed. So I'm trying to create a separate setup so I can actually work with the computer.
No.
But all the monitors have now been used.
Yes.
And all the monitors in Garrett's desk have specialty plugs. So
Okay. Well, let's see if we can join the game now.
Chico says, tell them to grow opposable thumbs so they can bum a ride and stop freeloading already. Geez, humans were enough. Now we have to worry about the wildlife now, too.
Yeah, here you do. Hey, I'm in. I'm in. I'm in. Yes, I can minimize the mod manager. Okay. Resume game. Okay. I've been successful. All right, everyone. We need somebody to go out there and build some supercomputers, folks. Please. Please go build some supercomputers and send them to me. I've been reduced to begging. Please. Uh-oh, what's somebody
Corn
saying
Man
now?
says, I live in rural Snohomish, and there are deer on the road constantly. Last year around this time, I saw a Kia Soul hit a deer. The
Oh.
Kia was smoking, but the deer literally walked it off.
Uh-huh. Yep. Oh,
Well, I
that
mean,
does-
that's what you get for driving a Kia.
well, a Kia Soul is kind of small. Huh. Not all Kias are that small.
Yeah.
Describe it not small Kia.
They make SUV Kias. Kias
Made
that
out
are
of plastic.
Most
that's-
cars are made out of plastic nowadays.
No kidding.
You
In fact,
talking with your volume on mom's mic is really loud. So I turned mom's mic down. You'd have to turn it back up.
Sledgeham says, yeah, I'm working on my 55 gigawatt fuel power plant, but I need like 500 more motors and my production is weak sauce. Guess I can fix the problem.
I guess you could. Yep.
Okay, so there is a rather insane conversation in chat.
Really?
And Stea says, have you ever seen a tree jump on the road? And Shingo says, heck yeah, I've seen those effers in the grass dancing and the bats trying to race me and all those other crazy things. They're all out there and true.
Jeez.
Oh my gosh.
And then Chico says, so what you're saying is that the deer had smoked Kia for its next meal.
For his last meal.
Kings says, hey Doc, any ideas? My train goes back and forth between its stations, but will not stop to load or unload.
It goes, but will not stop to load or unload. It goes back and forth. Let me see this one. Where is this one?
Kings, a little way up in the Twitch chat.
Okay, Kings. In the Twitch chat, that's Twitch. Okay. Your train goes back and forth between its stations, but will not stop to load or unload. When you've managed when you right click on the station, have you managed the schedule for the train? What do they call it?
Oh, has he set the station to load or unload properly?
Okay.
Is that what you're asking about?
Well, he's saying that it keeps going back and forth without loading or unloading at any place.
Sounds like you should check each station, make sure they're set to load and unload properly.
Yes,
Because-
that would be one.
If the train's completely full, it's not going to load anymore or unload any.
And he probably needs to also check the schedule. What do they call that schedule? The time. Just a second. I'm going to hit enter here, and I'm going to go to the train station.
Okay. So TL Hicken says, in driver's ed in Maine, there's a whole class about just not hitting a moose.
Because that's
Oh my.
okay. So
A moose
the
is a lot
timetable-
bigger.
Is the timetable set up for going from station to station? And you'll have to change the timetable on the different trains. Like here's all the different trains that go here and dump. So if I go to a particular locomotive, the timetable here tells what stations it's going to pick, that it's going to go to. Then the stations at each individual place have to, decorative crashed train. Okay. then you have to go to the individual stations and make sure that where you want to pick up, they're set to load, and where you want to unload, they're set to unload. So each of the freight platforms here, I can't do it when it's in the middle of a load or unload. It locks you out. I'll show you that.
Max Murphy says, reality is a myth and I don't exist.
Okay, and here, then you have to set your train settings to load or unload. So those are the two settings that are important. You have to tell the timetable where you want that train to stop. Then you have to put this particular setting for the station to either load or unload depending on what you want to do there. Okay? That ought to get you going.
Everstate says, I learned early on not to evade wildlife, saw a brand new fresh from the dealer's sports car be totaled because he evaded a wild boar crossing the road and made the car end up with the steering beam lodged in a tree.
Ooh. Ow. Ow. So we have Birdie 3169 subscribing at tier 1. Appreciate that. The count says we've gotten up to 10 subscriptions. Probably over time. I've only seen a couple of them so far today, but we must have had 8 prior to that, so that's cool.
Nice. Interesting. Cornman says, so far, if I see a deer on the side of the road, I don't slow down. If you slow down, they think you're trying to attack them, and that's why they run. Interesting. That seems like a high consequence gamble.
Yeah. This deer supposedly just it hit in a left headlight. So driver's side headlight. She was driving on the right side of the road, so the deer was already to the center of the road before she noticed it. She was going probably 55 at this point because she had not yet arrived to the town where the 45-mile-per-hour speed limit was in effect. But even at 45, the deer made it all the way to the middle of the road, and then she nailed it at that point. So,
Yeah. Chico says, Grandma got picked up by a moose driving from our house on Christmas Eve.
got picked up by a moose.
Seems like that's a variation on a well-known Christmas song.
Yeah, exactly. Grandma got run over by a reindeer. That the one?
Yeah.
Yep.
How does a reindeer run over a person? I never realized that about that song, unless I've got the song wrong.
No, you got it right.
Okay, I got it right.
And King says, it's set for load and unload, but I'm not sure if the timetable is set properly.
Aha! You may have discovered the issue.
And King says, it must be the Canadian version.
Of the song?
Well, sure. It's a little too mean for us, eh?
So, did Mama Doc get discouraged about our tech issues and
Yeah,
decide
she
to leave?
slipped out for a moment.
Just for a moment. Okay, hopefully it's just for a moment.
And Zach asks, what's today's drink, Doc?
Today's drink is an orange drink. We call it Ultra Sunrise. Well, Monster's always creative. Monster is always creative with their names, so you really never know what's inside unless you drink it or look at the can and kind of guess that this might be orange. Well, it is orange. So that's why I get all the orange ones, because Garrett and Robert don't like the orange ones, but I do, so I drink the orange
Robert
ones.
likes orange plenty, right?
The orange monsters. Gross. I don't know why. I like all the other orange flavors. I don't like orange monster.
So that leaves them all for me. Isn't that nice?
Which means we get all the strawberry,
So why
we get all the
drink
peach, we get all...
Chico says, "Oh yeah, don't you know?" Or no, it's. Gosh, I can't quite do it. I slipped to do a different accent.
You tried, but you
I
failed.
tried, but I failed. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, don't you know? There we go. Max Murphy asks, Robert, if you were an evil villain, where would you make your secret lair?
Between the chocolate and the vanilla.
Good. That is a good one.
Let me subscribe with Prime. They've subscribed for 3 months. And they say, whoop whoop.
Yes.
Chinko says, I think Dave Chappelle said it right. Crack in a can.
Oh, really? Is that what he calls monsters?
I suppose so. And Community of Gaming is here. He says hello.
Cool. Good to have you. I love how how the metal walls just seamlessly blend together when I need to make them connect. Now the big problem is, are the glass roof corners going to fit in this corner now that I've had to merge them funny? We'll see. We shall see.
Tiki Godu says, I call a monster doc. Bah!
Oh, gee. A monster dog. Have I told you that I like infinite soup? Just, maybe I hadn't mentioned that. One more. Boom. Interesting how that power pole only has one connector coming off.
Chinko says, it was a monster doc. A monster doc.
Well done, Garrett.
It was a monster dog. It was a graveyard spot.
Understand says, I would make a supercomputer factory, but I haven't finished a castle yet.
And your castle is more important than the welfare of humanity here on the server?
Well,
Chinko says, that one was better, Garrett. Thank you.
Garrett, when not trying to do accents, is just better.
Garrett is better without accents?
Yeah.
Did you just really say that?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
how insulting you are.
Well, take a bean for your troubles, Robert.
What?
A bean for Doc, a bean for Robert, and spicy nuts for Garrett.
Oh, come on.
Okay, the great artist just subscribed to tier 1. Thank you. Appreciate
They've
it.
subscribed for 10 months, and they're currently on a 10-month streak. Nice.
Cool.
And Lexi says, I must be drunk because it looks like Doc is obeying the rules and making walls.
I'm making walls around my dominion. Yes, I am. I am doing the right thing here. Now, all you go do the right thing and make me some supercomputers. Princess Peach must have her castle. Her toadstool said so.
You had your bean?
I have not had my bean. Okay, I'm getting my bean. Okay, I chose. Oh, I don't think I like that. I have got a very orange-looking bean with red spots on it.
Uh-oh. I think you might have gotten vomit.
That sounds like vomit.
Okay, well, we'll try. Well, whatever it is, it doesn't taste very good.
But it's obviously not the worst.
It is vomit. There. How is that not the worst yet?
It seems like Doc is becoming resistant.
Yeah.
We need worse beans.
Oh, no, not worse beans. Oh. Oh. Ooh.
And it says one more bean.
Oh.
And King said, the barf bean strikes again.
I got. Oh. That was the rotten egg one again. That's the worst.
Pico says, resistance is futile.
And Cornman wants me to have another one.
So, I've got the equivalent of 6 spicy nuts. So, 6 halves.
Okay, I've got kind of a red bean here, but there's a bunch of red bean flavors on here. I think this one's cherry, but I'll find out the other good. Oh, come on. No, that was earthworm.
No. Look, guys, we bought these beans to torture Doc, not us. Okay, come on, we're torturing Doc. He's the one on camera. He's the one we're all here for. You don't need to torture us. We're fine.
Ah! King says that's what Robert got last time too, when I tried to help him get a better bean. Cornman says, I'm here for you, Robert.
Yeah.
Yeah.
With another bean.
Now y'all are included, so quit whining. Yeah. Okay, Doc, riddle me this. The computer randomly shut down when Garrett was using it last week. He got it to start up one more time and it shut down again, wouldn't restart. That was shortly after putting in a second video card.
Okay.
We've now removed the second video card. Did you get it to go live again, Garrett?
Yes.
With only one video card?
With one video card, I got it to work.
Garrett then changed the CPU from a 12th Gen i3 to a 12th Gen i7, and now it won't restart, or it won't boot up to anything. I swapped the video cards from between the two. I tried to boot it off of the motherboard directly. The CPU fan spins up, but the GPU fans do not spin up.
Okay. What about your GPU power connectors?
They are connected.
And they were BIOS problem, it says.
Yeah, it's not
Sledgehammers.
loaded to BIOS though.
Yeah,
Nothing's
won't even
showing up
post.
on the monitors.
Yeah, so probably it needs to have the old CPU put back in it. This is the new motherboard, isn't it?
Yeah, this is a new motherboard.
And we put an i3 in it to begin with, and we're putting an i12 in it now. An i7.
Yeah.
Both were 12th generation.
Yeah. There is no BIOS reset button.
No
Yeah.
BIOS reset button?
No, this is a cheap motherboard.
Yeah, we got an inexpensive motherboard because we really didn't need anything better.
Yes, Kings, I got my spicy nut. Actually, 3 of them.
Okay. Well, Robert, I think maybe.
First time chat from J Dowls. What MOBO is it?
What motherboard is it?
I'm gonna have to look it up.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to look it up.
It looks like it's an Asus Pro series, but the exact chipset I'll have to look up.
Cornman says, out of context, that's a wild thing to say, Garrett. Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is.
I suppose I wasn't thinking of the sound bites that could be taken from that. But you guys wouldn't do that.
It
to
could
me,
be
would ya?
FNP settings. That you're right. The GPU fans, Arden says GPU fans might not spin due to not being hot enough. Typically, you find that they at least twitch or they start to spin and then spin back down on startup, and they weren't doing it all. So, and I can always pop the CMOS as well. Yeah. Okay, I'll try a couple of those things you guys have suggested. I appreciate it.
All right, my mouse rolled up on a cord. That's why it wouldn't work. Okay, got the two corners in there.
Cornman says, Robert, use your robot powers to talk to the computer to figure out what's wrong.
Yeah.
I don't have any robot powers because I'm not an AI, okay? I'm a real boy.
Levy says, are you all offering computer exorcism services now? Absolutely not. No, we do not have those skills. We are more technically minded than most people, but we're not that good.
I've probably forgot more than most people know. Problem is, I haven't kept on the latest technology since I've worked less on computers for quite a while now.
Yep.
Cornman says, Robert, have you tried turning it off and back on again?
Oh, that's what I was forgetting. Gosh darn it.
Yeah. You're right, Cornman. You got us there. It's the first thing we tried, Cornman. The first thing we tried. Levy says, my computer is very possessed.
His computer is very possessed or possessive.
Possessed. Zach says, Robert, Mega Meaty Bacon Man gave us proof that you're a robot. That denies the fact that you're a robot.
On the day of my birth, he maligns me with an effigy, and you all take it as gospel. I can't believe it.
Okay. Very good. That worked. Not well, but it worked.
Farmman says, creation, not birth.
Boo.
Who is?
Levy says, yesterday my PC turned on, black screen, but the troubleshooting menu would come up. No start menu. Restarted and it was fine. My PC also growls. Huh.
Sounds like it was hungry.
Seems like you need to get into the guts of that thing. Really pull it apart. Make sure that everything is going the everything's good inside. Chico says, on the day of his birth, 1778, this Longfellow doth grace us with thine presence. Max Murphy says, hey, Robert, I think there's a Satisfactory dice set.
Cool.
Satisfactory what?
Dice set.
Oh, interesting. That would be very interesting.
Levy says, the graphics card blinks. Pretty sure it's something to do with that. Are there lights on your graphics card? Not something that...
That's how you know it's quality, Garrett.
Oh, yeah, everything is RGB nowadays.
I am firmly in the anti-RGB.
That's how you know it's gamer, because it has RGB. Community of
Oh.
Gaming says, sadly, I need to go now. Bye, and gaming is out.
Okay. See ya.
I do appreciate a good high quality, like all the all white lighting for PC. It all just has this beautiful white glow. Something like that's cool. But
Cornman says, I just finished printing weighted dice for my D&D session on Saturday.
Uh-huh. Printing, huh?
weighted dice, you cheater.
Yeah, no kidding. No kidding.
I assume that you are the DM, because otherwise that would be cheating.
And if you're DM, I applaud you.
That you're going to provide your players with weighted dice?
No, that he's going to use. Well, either provide players or use it himself.
Oh, that. Oh. He would use it himself, would he?
Arton
Interesting.
says, remember when red was performance mode, blue was neutral mode, and green was eco mode?
Yeah. Okay,
Max
so-
says, I want to just pure white light illuminating what's in my computer. I don't want customizable RGB computers. I don't want customizable RGB mouse. I just want a reasonable white PC. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, just... We don't need all this RGB. Unfortunately, RGB is one of the few the few extras that they can add on to boost the price of their product without putting in too much extra R&D cost. So it's getting away from that is very difficult. And Cornman says, I'm going to give the dice to the DM.
Okay. Interesting.
Playing a text-to-speech here.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
It's Vobbit season, said. You're buying your own con. At least I'm not dating mine. Low blow.
Oh. Okay.
Cornman, I really want to know how far you go with the bit. He says, all of my PC is set up yellow and green to match corn.
Oh, really?
I'm sorry, you really haven't committed yet. Your truck has not yet been painted yellow and green.
Brother.
See, that accident he was in, supposed accident he was in, was actually a ruse to get the insurance company to pay for his new wrap for his car.
Cornman says, I don't have the money yet for the paint job.
Okay. All right. Another round around the park.
Lurks asks, hey Doc, I wanted to ask you a question about manifolds. Do I still need to balance the resources?
No.
Let's say I wanted 6 smelters for iron off of 120 node. Will that still work, or will it only work for 4 smelters? Does that make sense?
Okay. Give me the other. You're producing 120 off the node. 6 smelters. A smelter, I believe, for iron consumes 30 per smelter. If you confirm that.
That
for
is
me?
correct, yeah.
Then it'll only support 4 smelters. Unless you overclock the miner to do more, you're not going to get any more than just 4 smelters consistently working.
And that's if you balance it or use a manifold. It can only support 4 smelters. That said, if you want 6 smelters working at the same time, you're going to have to balance it. Otherwise, the last 2 smelters will never get any material.
Or technically they will. It'll just be on and off the whole time.
Well, no, because all of the material will go to the first floor, and well, I suppose that with a manifold setup, yeah, some would end up going to the last two.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I see what you're saying. And Lurch says, okay, cool, that's what I was wondering. Wasn't sure if manifolds still needed that required amount of resources coming in. Yep.
Yep.
Cornman says, I don't have money yet for the paint job. And King says, Cornman doesn't have the money to paint the truck, but has the John Deere PC builds. Cornman apparently sent a pic of his setup. Let me open up Discord really quick. Let's see if he sent it to me or put it into the group chat. Oh gosh, now I need to install 17 updates. It's only been a week.
17 Windows updates?
Discord updates.
Really? Interesting. All right.
We got a TTS.
Okay.
Yeah, the thing is do we want Ada to say this, or do you want Garrett to do his best Anakin impression for this?
Okay, I didn't get that. I didn't get that at first. It wouldn't fire.
Garrett, let's hear it.
And not just the manifold, but the woman fold too, and the children fold too. That wasn't very good. But
No.
I'm sorry.
We'll let Ada give it a shot. Playing it now.
It's Wobbit season, said, and not just the manifold, but the womanifold, and the childrenifold too.
Okay. Childrenifold?
Right.
I can. Edgersay says, Doc, stop breaking the power supplies.
I broke the power supplies?
Cornman says, I sent a pic in the IRL showcase as well.
Okay, cool. Picture of...
His computer setup.
Okay. So yeah, he's got his computer. First off, nice setup. That's a pretty decent gaming setup there. But he's got all the RGB configured to yellow and green.
Of course.
He hasn't really taken the bit as far as it can go quite yet. I expect a neon corn sign behind the monitor.
Okay.
Apparently you can make some really nice fake neon signs using LED, these special LED light strips nowadays.
That makes sense.
And so you can make some really cheap neon signs.
Ooh.
Robert. How's your cold doing, by the way?
Oh, I'm mostly fine. I just, yeah.
Interesting.
Cornman says, I have a corn costume for my Colonel Corn D&D character.
Oh my gosh.
I mean, this guy knows how to commit to a bit.
Yeah.
I am trying to figure out... I don't think that there's a way to do it.
Cornman says, I can only do so much as my setup is in the basement living room, and my dad doesn't want me hanging anything on the walls.
Hello.
So, computer problem's fixed. No. Robert's still working on it.
Garrett, I recommend going inside and grabbing the laptop, so you guys can both run off laptops.
And we're sitting here sharing for now.
Okay. Mom, this means you will need to speak up more than usual.
I can do that.
Okay. This isn't working. Time to swap back to the old CPU.
Okay. I'll bring it over.
Excuse me.
Unless it seems you already grabbed it.
Nope.
There it is.
Thanks.
Markman X app is last part of the base game, or is it a mod?
Glass is purchased in the mound, but I do believe there is a bit more. Robert?
There's a bunch of extra glass things that come with this mod we're using, but there
Yeah.
are glass windows that are base.
That are based for your game.
Yeah, there are a bunch of baseline glass window pieces.
Yeah. So I don't think these come from a mod. Now,
Unfortunately,
the
I can't
ones-
see your screen right now, Dad.
okay, the ones that come from the mod under attachments here, all of these are a mod. Actually, the large fan and the large vent are not. Low barrier, high barrier, road barrier are not. But there's several of these that are extras. I guess you just can't tell exactly which are extras and which are not, based on what you're seeing here. They're just so well integrated. But I'm pretty sure the glass pieces are all
Hey, Garrett, can
all
you come on
part
over
of the
here?
game. Well, Robert, I got this corner figured out finally. Took me a while.
Good. Unfortunately, I can't see anything you're doing.
Yeah, I get it.
I'm sorry.
That's okay.
So when this got mounted down, it didn't squeeze it as much as it should have. I'm not sure why, but you see how there's still some standing and it didn't spread out nearly as far.
Mhm.
So
Yeah, I've got no idea how that
yeah,
it's supposed to actually attach properly.
that's not the problem that's going on here because it was not a heat issue.
Mhm.
But anyway, just to point that out.
Yeah.
So
I thought that there was an issue, but in the end, it seemed like it was holding on properly, so I just.
yep.
All right. Now that I've dealt with that corner, I can go back to zooming.
And for Chinko, who said you're still trying to rule out a DOA CPU, actually, this is a hand-me-down CPU. This is the CPU that I had in my computer that I just recently upgraded. So it was working when I took it out of my PC a couple weeks ago.
And actually, he said PSU, and it's pretty much the same for the PSU for the power supply.
Yeah, because that was working in this computer once ago as well.
And Androsea says, go to the frames category. There are more categories with glass available from the mods.
Really? Go to the frames. Oh, frame. Yes, there's a glass frame foundation. Yes, and I have used that one before. So, somebody's power supply just ran out. Somebody's playing with their power supply. So when it comes to fuse blown, when it comes to going around here, I am just going to build straight up until I accomplish being over the top here. Now, what's going to be interesting though is how much modification we're going to have to make to this whole area when we get the 6x6 the 6x6 blueprinter. Sometimes I get so upset with the idea that I can't seem to remember what things are called. So I need glass walls. Okay, so glass walls. All right, let's just do single window here and soup it right up to the top here. And one over. And I think what I'll do is when we get the next level of blueprint, I'll just put the wall, we'll just move it over one and just kind of squeeze into the thing here and go one this way, one out that way, and I won't have a problem with remanufacturing all the other parts over there, which that should work.
Dog Spartan asks, what is the problem exactly with the PC? He wasn't there when it was explained.
We tried to change the CPU, and it just wouldn't boot up when we put the new CPU. We went from a 12th generation i3 to a 12th generation i7 CPU, putting it in there. Because the PC isn't quite strong enough to actually play Satisfactory. It was the recommended CPU for making our server, but we're not using the server currently anymore. So we were going to repurpose it for a computer for Garrett to be able to use. And it just has other issues. We're going to have to figure those out offline.
And Adrestea says, where you select walls, architecture, etc., scroll down to frames, and there's more glass there.
Yeah, I saw that one, and I did scroll down, and I did show it on the screen. Yes, there is more glass there. Okay.
Cornman says, did y'all pray over the thermal paste before applying? That was probably your first mistake.
That we prayed for it?
That we didn't.
That we didn't pray for.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get this to attach going out, but it doesn't want to attach without having it all the way to the floor. Got it.
And Jade Owls asked, does the CPU have integrated graphics? And no, it does not.
Really? It has an HDMI port.
The CPU doesn't. The motherboard is available for it, but the CPUs don't.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's annoying.
Yep.
Integrated graphics is a great backup when you're trying to do troubleshooting. And Arden says, oh, same gen, even.
Yeah.
As I said, CMOS battery reset or even CPU reseat. BIOS update shouldn't be necessary, but it's good to keep in mind, I guess. Oh yeah, BIOS update. That is not something you want to do.
Well, I've just reseated the CPU. I just moved back to the previous known good CPU. Went back to the previous known good GPU. I reseated the heatsink. It's all good now.
Huh?
And I'm still getting nothing.
Ooh.
How would I do any sort of... I did reseat the CMOS battery. Not sure how I would update the BIOS if I can't even post. So yeah, I'm trying to boot with the i3 right now, and it's not booting.
It might not be the i12 problem at all. To be truthful now.
It's Wabbit Season says, Robert, is it plugged in?
Okay.
And did you turn it on?
Yes, thank you.
Yeah.
I mean, the start of the problems was when we were on stream on Monday, and the computer just turned off.
Yep. And so, you know, we might have been identifying a motherboard issue even then. So,
Elden Games says, I check your power supply even if you aren't even getting to the BIOS. Are you able to get the BIOS set up at all? And that could be an issue. We suspected a power supply problem when the computer just shut off, because we were able to turn it right back on and it ran normally until it crashed again.
Yeah, and that was because the change that happened then was we added a second video card. And it's a 600 watt power supply.
I hate doing that.
So,
Cornman asks, Robert and Garrett, have you all played Plants vs. Zombies Garden Warfare 2?
no.
I remember playing it on my mobile phone a long time ago.
So I played through and beaten Plants vs. Zombies 1. I played part of Plants vs. Zombies 2 on my phone, but it didn't run very well, so I didn't stick with it.
So, Garden Warfare is when they turn it into a 3D multiplayer. Plants on. Half the players are playing plants, half the players are playing zombies.
Oh, really?
Big ol' slug. It was a super silly game. I never played it, but I saw it. Yeah, Chico. It was asking quite a bit. Now, we're talking about a 950 to 1060 for the video cards.
Nihilist says, I played that. It was quite fun. Don't know if it's still active, though. Chico says, your i7 won't even boot on a 6. That's interesting.
Well, we've taken it back down to an i3.
Max Murphy says, the day those servers shut down is the day I lost all faith in humanity.
Well, I mean,
The Plants vs. Zombies servers?
yeah.
Yeah, well, there's actually a bit of a petition going around to try to make it so that games can't just shut down their servers because they're done. They have to at minimum make it so that people can set up servers on their own. Release enough of the files so that people can work through it on their own and give community support to the game, even if there's no more official support.
Yeah, I don't know how far that's going to go.
Yeah. But it's a lot of bigger companies have done some really shady things with that. Their game's not making as much money as they thought it should, and supporting the game is costing more than they're actually making, so they just decide to shut it down and completely invalidate a game that hundreds, or if not thousands of people have played for.
Well, it's almost always thousands of people. It's usually tens of thousands of people. But tens of thousands still doesn't support a live service game.
Yeah. And Wabbit Season says, I'm considering moving to Linux because I don't want to deal with Windows 11. My systems can't update to 11 because of TPM.
Uh-huh.
It's Murphy.
What's the recipe for?
Looks like a cake.
It looks yummy.
Cake or brownies? Sledgeham says, if you don't know Linux, you'll have nothing but issues. That being said, I love Linux.
And he has nothing but issues.
Cornman says, I'm on Windows 11 and I don't understand all the hate. Yeah. I see what you're saying, Cornman. You don't have experience with the older Windows and the way Windows used to be. For people who have used the older Windows quite a bit, the changes that they're making in the modern day are just really frustrating.
We did get a comment from Metal Thunder over on YouTube.
Uh-huh.
That'd be good to read.
Okay.
From Metal Thunder? Oh. Oh. You want to read that one?
Oh, he says, "Hey Doc, how are you doing? Myself broke my hip and have been very tired."
Ooh,
Oh no.
it's not cool.
How long have you been laid up?
We got a first-time shot from Bell Draco 2. Greetings, how are you?
Doing really good at this point. See if I can delete a few of these things without deleting the stuff I shouldn't be deleting. Yeah, I'm doing pretty good. Thank you for the first time chat too. Appreciate you being here.
Robert, we have an Ada text-to-speech, though.
It is still processing.
That's still
Oh,
processing.
it's that long?
Yeah,
Talking
yeah.
about Max's there?
I tell you what. I'm going to refund that one. It is just too long, and it's going to take 5 minutes to play. So we're just going to reject it and give you your money back so you can use that on a more reasonable text-to-speech.
Ah, somebody extended my my elevator down to the logistics floor.
Yeah. For those who are considering Linux, I switched to Linux a few months ago, and it's been a bit of a learning curve. I'm finally gotten to the point where my computer doesn't have constant problems, and if you're doing Linux, you do have to expect to solve problems. Unfortunately, it's not just a start it up and it works fine first try. But if you're willing to go through the effort, Linux can work really well.
Corman wants you to try and use some conveyors so that he can disable your use of conveyors.
Oh. Now that's not a very nice thing to think about.
And Megalith says, don't use Arch Linux or Arch-based distributions as your first distribution if you have no knowledge about Linux. Yeah.
It's probably a good idea.
Yeah, do a good amount of research on the distribution that you're using.
Did you do that, or are you speaking by experience?
I did do my research.
Okay.
I would make different choices now with having
Now having experience.
more experience, but I did do my research.
Cool.
And I had good reasons for the choices that I made at the time.
At the time, huh?
Mm-hmm. Bill Draco says, I tried Linux years ago and didn't care for it, and used Mac about 4 months and hated it.
I can understand that.
I would be perfectly happy with Windows 11 if we could make all the AI stuff optional and make all the OneDrive stuff optional. Those two things, and I would love it. The feature upgrades from 10 to 11 have been really nice. A lot of things in it. It works smoother. Lots of little upgrades. Love a lot of it. Just make those 2 options optional. That's it.
Megalith says, Robert installed Windows 11 LTSC version. It's a deep loaded Windows, trust me. Solar Flare says, I got a test tomorrow. Am I going to study? No.
It's probably not too wise, but, you know, everybody makes his own choice.
I mean, I think I studied for a test once or twice in my entire schooling.
Oh.
It was usually all right if I did my homework.
Okay. And how many times
Most
did you
of the
not
time,
do
no.
your homework? Okay.
So, Jingo, we specifically spec'd this out. We went to PC Part Picker. We looked at what all the needs were, and it specifically said we only needed 500 watts. So we went with a 600 watt power supply. You know, give it a little bit of headroom. In fact, I think it was actually showing less than 500 watts. So, you know, and it's an 80 plus gold, so it's not a top of the line power supply. So you're entirely right. It might be a power supply issue. The motherboard is lighting up. All the fans are spinning. So, I don't know. I've never blown a power supply before. You know?
Well, if you blew the power supply, you wouldn't have any power.
Right. So, which seems weird then that when I revert back when the computer was working just fine, that it isn't working fine there. So.
Yeah, exactly.
Interesting. Megalith says the Windows 11 LTSC version says it's designed for companies, but you can find the ISO online for free, and it rarely gets updates, only security and quality updates.
Okay.
And Fakeness TVM says, Hi Doc, I was wondering, how does a gigaloader work?
A giga loader?
Oh, that's what we called the store that was filled with dimensional depots.
Did I actually build that?
Yeah, we did a short on it.
The giga loader.
Yeah, I came up with a name. That's why it's up. Ringing any bells. That's what we built in response to Garrett's building like a dozen dimensional depots just to upload concrete for him.
Okay.
I was running through that concrete so fast.
Interesting. Yes, you were running through the concrete so fast simply because you were blueprinting big floor sections and wall sections so that you could save time. Well, that takes a lot of concrete all at once.
So Levy G Wolf is back, and Corn Man is back too. He said, "I'm Corn Man."
Uh-huh.
Levy says, I'm back. And Cornman says, Hi back, I'm Cornman.
Oh, okay, I misread it. Sorry.
That's Gorman's favorite.
That's why I don't think as much.
It's fine. People love you anyway.
Yeah.
Arden said, I've had dead motherboards where you have fan and spin and lights, but it just won't post.
Yeah. Okay.
We might have to switch the extra computer that we've got. Yeah.
There's always an extra computer, by the way. Always.
Yeah.
Yeah, we never let them die. We just keep repurposing them.
Cornman says, box game for 100 bits.
Oh. Oof. Could you have chosen a better time, Cornman?
I'm pretty sure he did this one intentionally.
Megalith says OpenAI released its own Google yesterday, GPT Atlas, only available for Mac OS, and people have already found lots of vulnerability.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
And like he says, it's just another chromium wrapper.
Yeah.
So it's like, what's the point?
Anybody getting me my supercomputers yet? Uh-oh, what happened to my stairs? What happened to my stairs? Come on, folks, you're deleting my stairs? Thank you, Newton. Somebody didn't like the stairs, so they just deleted them. All right. They maybe they think that I'm going to actually what? King's Knight? King's
Kings. He's just kings.
I have to eat 2 beans?
Yep.
Good grief. Yeah, kind of amber, well, almost white with yellow spots. See what happens?
That's popcorn.
No.
Why with yellow?
We wish it was popcorn.
No.
It's rotten egg.
Yes. That's got to be the worst of all of them.
Yes, I agree. It's
What
even
is
worse
it?
than vomit.
Rotten egg.
Oh, Max Murphy.
Max, let's shorten those. Okay.
Zach says, Doc, I would make a supercomputer factory, but the problem is that I don't know how to make an efficient supercomputer factory.
You could certainly give it a try.
Then make an inefficient one. I just need supercomputers.
He's trying to wash from that jelly bean.
Yes.
What flavor was it?
It was rotten egg.
Oh, seriously?
And that's got to be the worst one in the whole thing. I can handle vomit, and I can handle... anyway. Okay, next one. Cinnamon! I like cinnamon, so
Good way
I'll
to
have
cleanse
it
your
there.
mouth.
yeah. Okay.
It says, Max, do the entire B movie script next.
No. Max, don't.
Max says, I don't think I have enough points for that.
You have to drag him over here. That's the big issue. What I had to do is I had to pull my...
Yeah. So, Doc,
Yeah.
Metal Thunder is the one that broke his hip.
Yeah.
He says he has to do homeschool because of that, and he needs to start before he gets in trouble, but he is starting to walk again.
Oh, good. Man, that's a horrible accident.
Yeah, you can relate with that.
Yep.
Well, Max shortened the text-to-speech a little bit. Looks like he took a line off of it.
I'll do this because it actually fits within the screen now. At the very least.
Ooh. You wanna? Robert will say when he starts it.
Okay, so Bel Draco said, I shattered both my hips and broke my right leg when I was 8 years old. What happened?
No kidding.
A broken wrist when they were 4 years old. Max Murphy, yeah.
Well, I got better than the last score. So I improved a little bit.
Ooh.
Okay, there's your package. Productive Packager Deluxe.
Baldraco says, I got hit by a Jeep on my way home from school.
Oh,
Wait, was that Corman who did that?
No.
Sorry, trying to make a joke. Okay, I am sending a text-to-speech now.
okay.
Max Murphy 5 said, a stool is a simple seat with a flat top supported by legs. It has no back and no arms. Its job is for temporary perching in places like kitchens or bars. A chair is different because it has a backrest. This makes it for long sitting and comfort. You find chairs in dining rooms and offices. A stool is for utility and easy moving. A chair is for support and relaxing.
Okay. Did that come off of Wikipedia?
I think so. And Porn Man, we're not doing the B movie. Okay? Just no. Just no.
Is it my imagination, or is this thing not remembering? Is this thing not remembering that you had Zoop on a particular part on normal functionality? Because I'm getting tripped up by it. Like in my muscle memory says it's expected.
Porn Man says, who put you in charge, Garrett?
Yeah, I'd like to know that question.
Doc. Bit.
I did.
Doc put me in charge.
Baldraco gave a follow-up. He said he pretty much went from 3rd to 4th grade in a hospital bed. Not fun.
Oof.
Arden says, I don't think it's a PSU issue, though. To me, it sounds like a motherboard issue. Like it just broke. I've had dead motherboards where you have a fan spin and light, but it just won't post. Repurposing old computers is the best thing you can do.
Well, I'm doing some other troubleshooting now because if it's a dead motherboard, there's nothing I can do to fix it right now.
Yep, that's true.
But I am looking at the error lights on the board, and for some reason, the memory light is lit.
Oh, so take the memory out, reseat it.
Yeah, so I'm reseating the memory. I'm trying certain slots. I'm trying only 2 sticks, that kind of stuff.
So, like, something got jostled when I was replacing the CPU.
Yeah. But this would have had to be a previous issue, not a current issue, right?
Yeah, that would be... That's a very weird one.
But none of the rest of the lights are struggling. They are turning on. So...
Because that'll stop a BIOS post really fast.
But yeah, it's... So the original issue that we thought was the power supply was me adding a second video card. Because the computer would crash. And crash several times during that stream. I took out the second video card and the computer was working just fine after that. And then I tried changing the PSU, sorry, the CPU. Yeah, I tried the CPU, and then it wouldn't come up at all. So it was the change to the CPU that caused some problems, and now we're trying to chase that down. Now it currently seems like changing the CPU might have caused the problem with the memory, but we're not sure yet.
Well, and it would have only caused the problem with the memory, and the memory would have just got jostled a bit, you know.
So, Robert, are you going to play Poor Man's text-to-speech, or is he going to get a refund?
He got a refund. We're going to be a little bit less obnoxious.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Mega Meaty Bacon Man did just come and join us, so we're going to allow his obnoxiousness through, but,
Yeah. His is also very short obnoxiousness.
yes, so, Doc, this is for you.
Mega Meaty Bacon Man said, beans. 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 Beans.
Come on.
Beans. Beans.
Now, that said, you never actually paid for
Yummy
beans.
beans.
Oh, I'm interesting.
Matt wants to know how many beans are in a full box.
Oh, let me see. And I've got 3 more of these boxes coming. Oh, the serving size is 1 package. So it's not telling me how many beans are there.
See, what we need
No.
to do.
It's not telling me how many beans are in here. Nowhere on the box does it say. Because it says the serving size is 1 full package. And you know, who's gonna sit and eat a whole package at once? But that's only 120 calories, so I'm not getting a whole lot of calories from it. And
This is
it's
why you're not eating lunch, right?
something like that, I guess.
Mega Meaty Bacon Man says you need something equally disgusting to wash down those beans with.
How many beans would a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck beans?
Oh gosh.
Did I say that loud enough?
Yes, you did.
Okay.
Max
And
Murphy
in your
says-
voice, you've even made it sound good.
Yeah. Max Murphy says, I have to go check on something. I may have to leave because it's nearly 1 o'clock.
AM or PM?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. We should get ranch soda.
What?
Ranch soda.
No,
Seriously?
For Doctor to wash the beans down with ranch soda.
that's disgusting, Garrett.
Oh, it's good soda. It comes in glass bottles. All the good soda comes in glass bottles.
Oh, I have a feeling there's a joke somewhere in there.
Carbonated.
So what is ranch
You should
soda?
say that.
Garrett, I'm gonna hurt you. Max Murphy says we should get together and send him some carbonated pickle juice.
Oh,
Yeah, and then
as
Corbin-
long as it's sweet gherkins or something, pickle juice.
Be just as hard, I think.
Cornman says, Garrett, I'm gonna hurt you.
Alrighty, I need to take a stretch. Just a second.
And Mega Meaty Bacon Man says, oh, that's pleasant.
Oh, stretch. Okay, I'm right back.
And Bell Draco says, better than carbonated beet juice.
Really? Pickled beets, maybe. Maybe. Alright.
Mega Meaty Bacon Man says, I carbonated milk once. It was rough.
Yeah, me too.
You did. Why would you carbonate milk?
Because that's one of the things people say you should do when you can carbonate your own stuff.
Doesn't
It
that
was-
just make it curdle?
It does if you leave it, but when you drink it directly, it just tastes like it's curdled, but without actually being curdled, so it's great. You get that delicious rotten milk taste.
Okay. It doesn't taste like buttermilk or something like that?
No.
Okay.
No wonder Garrett does the cooking at your house.
That is not my magnum opus, I will say.
Cooking? Huh?
No, the curdled milk. My other great attempt was my peanut butter and jelly smoothie. That was also... Whew.
Peanut butter and jelly smoothie. Really?
Yeah, it was not.
That didn't work out too well.
No.
A carbonated one.
The Boys says, "Hey, I've never seen Doc live before."
Oh, cool. You got a treat today then.
Welcome, welcome.
Frosty says, "Wait, is this live? What the heck?" Mega Meaty Naked Man says, "Because when you get a carbonator, you test everything."
Exactly. Exactly.
Cornman says, "Robert, this is not okay. We're going to have to put you in a home or something."
I'm fine with that as long as everybody admits that I'm a real human being with real human being bad ideas.
No. ChatGPT comes up with some really bad food ideas.
Yes, but unlike ChatGPT, I learned from my mistakes.
Levy G. Wolf says, my child's math homework is making me feel dumb. He's in the 5th grade.
Yeah.
That is so weird that you can know math from being in school and your kid brings it home from school and all of a sudden, why do you do it that way? Well, that's not the way my teacher teaches it. You know, that kind of stuff. I go, that is so,
Yeah, it's all that new math.
but math is not new.
Well, and it's not that the old math didn't work.
Exactly. So why change it?
Because somebody got their PhD and decided that they, therefore, knew how to teach math better. And therefore...
Yeah, when you're
Yeah.
a PhD, you can make up your own words.
And your own math.
When it comes to math, there is nothing better than having to go through, unfortunately, rote exercises for hours every day. There's nothing better than having a perfectly memorized times tables, division tables, and stuff like that for being able to do math quickly. So, Andrestea, what is kvass? I was pretty sure that you were suggesting some kind of alcohol. That's why I ignored it. Levy says, for example, Vanessa needs 3/4 of a yard of fabric to create 2 quilt squares. How much fabric is needed for 1 square?
She needs, okay, read that again so that I can,
Vanessa needs 3/4 of a yard of fabric to create 2 quilt squares. How much fabric is needed for 1 square?
half of 3/4.
Would that be 4/3 times 2?
Times 1/2. So you multiply the denominator by 2.
Uh-huh. That seems rather straightforward, but it's not that straightforward, maybe?
Tell Vanessa to figure it out herself.
There you go. It's actually 1/4 like what Beldraco says. The problem is Vanessa's not very good at making squares, so, you know, she needs some extra.
Sounds like Vanessa needs to go to school and learn some math. Learn her some math. Megan Meaty Bacon Man says Doc has 1 butterfinger. There are 4 people in the room. Who gets the butterfinger?
Doc?
Garrett. Garrett gets the butterfinger.
Guess there's going to be a fight between
All
the two.
disagreements are resolved by Doc. Doc gets the butterfinger.
Oh. Beldraco says, when I got hit by the Jeep, it also gave me a TBI, a traumatic brain injury, and I had to relearn math from the start.
Ooh,
Oh, wow.
that is not cool.
Ties go to the doc.
Ties go to the Doc. Yeah, that sounds about appropriate.
So
And-
Frosty's asked, "What's up with Massage-2 ABB?" That is the name of the planet in Satisfactory.
Ah, we learned him something new.
Mm-hmm.
And Sledgehammer says, whatever they're teaching these kids is not math. Yeah, so the new curriculums come with this weird mental math procedure, and it's just, that's not the way you're supposed to teach math. What they're trying to do is teach shortcuts that some people stumble upon when trying to learn how to do mental math on their own. And those shortcuts should just be, to some degree, should just be discovered. Because those shortcuts don't actually teach you how to do math properly. But they're trying to teach the shortcut like it's the right way to do math.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and to be honest, when I've read a lot of those, it's like, oh yeah, that's how I do it in my head, right? It's the approximations. Like one of the big ones they talk about all the time is when you want to add two-digit numbers. Well, you round this one this direction, you round this one this direction, then you do the math, and then you subtract this rounding, and this rounded amount and this remainder, and you finally get it. And I'm like, yeah, that's what I do in my head all the time,
But
But
that's not the way to do it in real life.
Yeah.
it's not how you do it on paper.
Yeah, it doesn't actually teach you how to do math properly.
Yeah.
So to all you dads out there that are struggling to help with your kids' homework for math, we empathize. Empathize greatly.
Megan Meaty Bacon Man says, Doc is building a glass house.
Glass roof, yes. So we don't throw rocks in glass houses, by the way.
Hornman says, my mom's a middle school math teacher, and around half her kids can't do multiplication, division, addition, and subtraction. And they're 6th graders.
They're middle schoolers?
That's
scary.
Well,
Yeah.
and that's lower grades that didn't keep emphasizing the fact that you've got to have these as rote memory.
It's like, it sucks as a kid trying to learn math the right way. I know because mom and dad made me learn the right way for part of my childhood. And it sucks. I only did that for part of my education, and the parts where I did that I am way stronger in my math capabilities than the parts that I didn't do that, though. So it sucks, but it works.
Wow. I think Garrett just paid us a compliment here. You in particular.
Yep.
A dresser says, excuse me, sir, women can help kids with math too.
Yes. And our mom was wonderful. So first, we all went into school reading. Okay? She taught us all how to read. As a kindergartner, I had to stay after kindergarten, because kindergarten's only half a day here in the U.S. I stayed after and went to a reading class or whatever with like a second grade class or something, because I already knew how to read and all the rest of them were learning their alphabet, right? It was awesome. She also helped us with our math and would drill us in our times tables and whatnot in early elementary school. It was great. She's also incredibly good with languages as well. She taught me everything I know about Spanish. She's also multilingual, so she knows French and a couple of other languages. She's a regular polyglot.
Was that your 3rd grade teacher you were talking about? I don't know what to think about that.
What?
No, but Mom really did work very hard to help us to learn, especially through elementary school. And it really helped. It really helped.
Yeah. No, I say that as a joke because, you know, when I had to start learning Spanish, that was the first time when I was learning something that mom genuinely didn't really know, but she helped a lot. She sat down and handmade a whole bunch of flashcards for me. She helped me study a whole lot of stuff. And, you know, that comes down to that's how you help somebody learn. And she was so supportive in that, despite the fact that she didn't know it. And so it was always a bit of a joke of she taught me everything I knew about Spanish.
She taught you everything she knew too.
That is true.
Yeah. Chico says, Garrett's like, my mom and dad didn't help me with my math at all. I had to learn from my brother hitting me in the head. Well, I did have a bit of a story with that. For a while, since I wasn't getting my homework done, everybody thought it was a good idea for my brother to take over some of the things, and I stayed in quote-unquote the dungeon until I got my homework done for a very long time.
Which was basically I just had a table set up in my room, facing the wall, and I would just stay in my room doing whatever I was doing for like 2 hours in the afternoon until Garrett got done with his homework.
And it didn't help that it happened to be a basement room.
No, this was
the
back.
second floor.
This is back in Marysville.
Oh,
Yeah. This was during elementary school.
oh, okay.
I was struggling to get my homework done, so yeah.
That never really changed, did it?
No. Oh, homework was always hard.
My 2 points in teaching my kids was, one, if you learn how to read early and read well, then you can do well in life. And two, they had to be in bed by 8 o'clock. Up till, I think, almost through half of high school, they had to be in bed by 8 o'clock. I had to have my quiet time.
Oh yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I think your time.
They had to have good sleep.
Yeah.
Both
Draco
reasons.
says, 2 of my 3 older brothers taught me how to read and write and do basic math. I flew like a rocket from there. Then I got hit by the Jeep and lost it all. Oof, that sucks.
Are you back to where you were now?
Well, he says he said it was when he was 8, so I assume it was quite a number of years ago.
Hopefully.
Yeah. Zach says, teachers always tell me show your work, even though I got the right answer in my head.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is frustrating, but it is important to make sure that you're going through all the process correctly. Again, there's a lot about math that's just frustrating when you're trying to learn, but all that frustration pays dividends later on.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Addersaya says, so annoying when you can see the answer right away, but then have to explain to the teacher how you got there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Cornman says if you fail the STAR test in Texas, you have to repeat the grade or take summer school. This starts in like 3rd grade.
Interesting. That's an incentive.
Yeah. Arton said, I was never a dumb kid, but it still took me hours to get my homework done just because I hated doing it. Yeah, Yeah, I 100% agree with you there. I would start doing my homework, and then my brain would just wander off, and I'd get caught just doing nothing for 10 minutes straight with my homework mostly incomplete in front of me. And then I'd get back to doing it, and without even any real distractions, I would get distracted by my own thoughts.
Huh.
And yeah.
There is something to be said for those school models where they don't give homework at all. Everything's done at school.
Yeah.
It allows the child to go home and have playtime
Yeah, which is needed as well.
and a chore time, of course.
Okay. Yeah, of course. Can't forget that.
So, Dad, I'm going more and more towards some sort of motherboard problem.
Okay.
There's no configuration of memory I can put in here with that doesn't have the memory light being turned on.
Okay.
So,
Yeah, motherboard somehow failed. Which is kind of interesting how that could have happened.
Oh. Beldraco says, I can do basic algebra without getting headaches. I'm 54 now.
Okay. Without getting headaches.
that's rough.
Saya says, they tried the early bedtime on me too, but I was always reading in bed. Yeah, me too. Without light. So one day, my mom took me to the doctor to let him tell me reading in the dark was bad, and he told her it was great eye training.
Oops.
It's like
That one didn't work.
Doc,
Uh-oh.
come on.
Can you imagine the conversation with hubby that night? Well, tried this. Didn't work. Let's try something else.
Sledgehammer says, teaching is a tough gig. My theory teacher would often give me a 0 on my work because he was expecting the same answer from everyone. But my answers were often condensed in a more efficient manner, so we had to actually read it.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. I will say that modern schools don't have very good support for people who go at a different pace from everyone else. I mean, if somebody's falling behind, the best thing that they can do is hold them back for a year, which is a major thing. And if they're a little bit ahead, they have some advanced classes. But if you're only a little bit ahead, the advanced classes are too much for you, especially when the advanced class normally just gives you extra homework.
Yeah. That was your experience too, Robert, wasn't it?
Yep.
And it's like, for me, I was a bit ahead of my class, but at the same time, there was absolutely no way that I could handle the extra workload that the advanced classes would give. Everybody knows that I had a hard time with homework. And so it's just, I was always bored because I understood what the teacher was trying to say several steps ahead of what the teacher was saying.
But
You were quick to make connections.
Yeah. Because she wasn't, because the teacher was always trying to teach for people who were less intelligent than me, but I also couldn't get into the more intelligent class. So it was always frustrating.
hey, Robert, how can I get this to turn? I want it to turn and go left.
Press H, use scroll bar.
Let's.
Sorry, I can't see the screen, so I don't know what's going on.
Okay, fine.
It's the advanced classes typically select for high industriousness and high intelligence, when we, in an ideal world, it would be selecting for high intelligence only. And so if you're a high intelligence, low industriousness,
Like me.
and me, just you're more extreme than I am,
Mm-hmm.
the system doesn't work as well.
Yeah. Chongalicious says, I always just got math, and it was easy to figure out little tricks to make it faster. My understanding of new math is it's to help kids learn how to get math with those tricks, which not all kids would figure out on their own.
Yeah.
And I'm like, sure, that's great, but it's like these tricks should be something taught in a later year, revisiting the old stuff, but the old stuff really needs to be taught in the old way. Again, there's nothing better for basic arithmetic than rote memorization.
So, Robert, this one's for you. Corman says, let's talk about the Gifted and Talented program. It will mess you up.
Yep.
You're a bit messed up.
Yep.
Yeah.
I graduated high school when I was 15. I had my associate's degree when I was 16. I did all the advanced classes and everything. throughout everything. And unfortunately, kids need socialization, they need friends, they need to go through the process, and some of those programs are not built that way. So, yeah, but we're always trying to do things better than the people before us, and so a lot of the gifted programs I was in, it was the first year that they'd ever run them, and so they're just trying to figure out how do we serve a subsection of students who, like me, got a D in their math class because it was the third year in a row they took the exact same math class because they didn't have anything past that to give me. So, yeah.
Yeah. And I really shouldn't get started on my frustrations with school. That would take us hours to get through, but yeah.
Right. So
Yeah, we don't wanna
Mama
go-
Doc is taking a quick break. She'll be back probably.
Okey-doke. Doc, we have a spider on the ceiling right above you.
Oh, how neat. He looks like he's got his legs out ready to pounce on me.
Yep.
Not directly above me, thank goodness, but we'll see. We'll see if he moves from there.
Yeah.
Okay.
I will just say our current school system was more or less invented during the Industrial Age and hasn't significantly changed since then, while our society has significantly changed. It was a method meant to get the most people up to a certain level and doesn't have a lot of flexibility. And especially doesn't do very well getting children to the high level of thinking that modern society demands. And so there are some issues, and we do need to change school to fit with modern day. I think that's the nicest way I can put things.
But everybody's trying to change, and we don't know what the right way is yet.
Yeah. And Arton says, you two talking about school sounds exactly what I feel about it. I like university way better.
Oh yeah. Yeah, when I totally agree there.
For me, university was better, but
But what?
Bell Draco says, I'm gonna lurk and play some Satisfactory. I've been playing Jurassic World 1.
Okay, cool.
You know, I also have my problems with university. I think it's just been adapted to be something that it wasn't and doesn't. I think that university should go back to being for only about 20% of the population, with other methods of teaching the majority of people.
as in specifically for scholars and scholarship as opposed to
Yeah.
for general ed.
Yeah. I think that there are better ways of getting the average person ready for a career.
Yeah.
Everybody has different capabilities, different needs, and a one-size-fits-all approach just generally doesn't match with that. Is basically what you're saying.
And colleges and universities have always been really good at making scholars, but not everybody needs to be a scholar.
What's going on there, Doc?
I'm just building the roof.
What's with that jogged out one?
It's jogged out because of the way that this was placed. Oh, actually, because of the way that the walls had to be placed.
Oh.
This corner created an issue with having to be jogged out.
Oh, I see what happened. Okay. Okay.
Yeah, because I wanted the wall to actually butt up against these containers and be a nice entrance, like they were popping through for a mall. So with me jogging that over, it's created issues with this corner and that corner, which is perpetuated up the way. So still trying to figure out how to get them all connected over here, and I think I've figured it out mostly. We'll see. We'll see as it continues to progress and I continue to solve other issues as they go up.
Sledgeham said, you know, you're more inclined to learn about something you care about, so high school is just trivial boredom.
Yeah, and at the high school level, you know, when you head up the hierarchy of learning, and I can't remember the exact name for it, yeah, but when you head up the hierarchy of learning, basically bachelor's degree all the way down through the high school ages is, you know, just rote memorization of facts. And that's unfortunate because, yeah, it's boring. I mean, nobody wants to just constantly memorize fact after fact. That's why the good teachers, the ones that you really remember, make learning so fun you don't realize you're learning. And those are the ones you remember, and would be nice to keep emulating, you know, as instructors in our own classes.
That is definitely a good archetype to strive for as a teacher. Unfortunately, we can't rely on getting those kinds of teachers for all the classes for all the kids. And we also need to strive to make the system better so that it, one, produces more of those kinds of teachers, and two, compensates for when a teacher can't be that good.
You know, speaking of high school, though, a lot of people complain about how boring it is, and absolutely. Between either not being interested in the class or it not providing enough stimulation, actually just bad classes, there is the important fact that kids are still physically developing. And for those of you who are in high school,
And mentally.
yeah, you're physically and mentally developing. One of the stages of development is that you're going through in high school is you're learning to associate yourself with other tribes or groups. So your identity before high school is very, very tightly linked, usually with your family if you had a good upbringing. And in high school is when you start experimenting with other groups. That's why clubs are such a big deal, why sports teams are such a big deal in high school, because you're giving people who previously had no concept of identity outside of themselves and their family the ability to find new groups and tribes. You know, that's when you get the anime kids and the band kids and, you know, all the different groups that come out, because suddenly you have the freedom to choose what kind of person you want to be. And that's why high school kids are usually pretty cringe, because the first time you're exercising those freedoms is a little weird, right? Because you're just trying on new identities. That's a big part of high school that you can't skip. And that's part of the reason why I believe most of the education at that age isn't super high quality or super pressing, because the mental transformation that people are going through at that age is the important part of high school.
Tribes. You're taking that from one of my classes, aren't you?
Yeah?
Yeah, and other things that we've learned since then as well. Farman says, I did running start. I really struggled with that because there isn't much accountability. As someone with ADHD, even with my meds, I had a hard time retaining the info taught in class.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, accountability is a struggle as a teen. especially if you're somebody like you who's a little bit more intelligent or more apt for schooling. How do you balance the fact that, yes, you may be more apt for schooling and apt for learning more things? You're not more mature. You're not necessarily more capable of studying for 8 hours a day. Yeah, there's some kids like that, but there's no correlation between general intelligence and desire to sit in a room and pound your head against homework for 8 hours.
Yeah.
So,
So the fallacy of, you're basically saying that there's a fallacy between how they want to address hyper intelligent kids in the process of trying to teach them and fulfill their intellectual needs, at the same time trying to balance their social needs.
sure,
Well, it's
yeah.
not even hyper intelligent. We're just talking about people who are a bit above average. Because schools have to be ready to teach the majority of the kids, which are, well, average and a bit below average, because having kids fall off the bandwagon looks really bad for the school. And so they're designed for kids that are average to below average. And so the kids that are a bit above average fall by the wayside.
Uh-huh. Yep, they do.
And the kids that are a bit above average do just fine, but they never have their in school, so the school's rating doesn't go down when they're not served. And it's like throughout all of elementary school, middle school, and even most of high school, I would ace all my tests. Period. Sometimes I would get a B if I was slacking off particularly hard. But I could only, through a lot of my classes, I would only do about half my homework and still ace the test just fine.
And therefore, you would be perfectly fine with a 2.5 to 3.0 GPA and gliding through.
And I never learned to study because of it.
Yeah, that's the problem.
And that hit me especially hard when I got to the second half of high school, when things got just complicated enough that I couldn't just roll by. And it really sucked then, because I couldn't, I struggled to do my homework like I did throughout all of school. I struggled to, and I didn't know how to study properly, and it just,
And you kind of you still find yourself stuck. Because you never overcame that.
Yeah.
But obviously you've got talents.
Chongalicious says, learning to learn, the ADHD nemesis. Yeah, and it's learning to learn the way school wants you to learn. I don't think that ADHD is a mental disorder. I genuinely don't. I think that the system is just bad for some kids, and the system is designed to it is designed for people who can sit in the same place for 8 hours a day, do the same job for 8 hours a day for long periods of time. It's built to make drones. People who can go work in a factory, people who can work in a cubicle. That is what the system is built for. It's built for the needs of our day. At least the corporate needs of our day.
It's built for farmers, not hunters.
Yeah. And the people who get ADHD, me and a lot of other people, are just people who aren't served by that form of schooling. Gorman says, me and Garrett are in the same boat, except throwing COVID as well. Yeah. Yeah, COVID will make only all those problems even worse.
Yeah, it would. Well, I'm not quite sure how I'm going to join these up yet, but I'm working on it.
Yeah, and Chocolate says a lot of ADHD kids will make connections faster and get bored, so they grasp concepts fast and want to move on. a lot of ADHD people, including myself, just don't know how to learn a concept if they don't get it intuitively, and they just hit a wall. Yeah, and again, that comes from the pace of learning just not keeping up with them.
Yeah, with the pace of their mental acuity. I think I could put a corner right here.
And, note that Garrett's describing his own experience as somebody who was diagnosed and, at some point was going through a doctor, assisted regimen, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And this is his experience of him managing it as an adult. Other people have different experiences, so.
I no longer take ADHD medication because I absolutely hated how it changed my brain. And it felt very wrong. And so I stopped, and I'm using other methods to manage those issues now, to a better or worse degree.
Lexi said, I managed to have a C in math and an A+ in economics. Don't ask me how many square feet is in a room. I won't get it, no matter how you explain it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, different brains just work different.
So I'm in a totally different boat. As a parent trying to raise kids that were experiencing those issues, I struggled to relate to them, which, probably increased the problems they had to deal with.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Dad's method was just sit down and do the work. Come on, just get it done. Come on, it's right in front of you. You have time. Come on, just do it. Which, to be honest, that was what I needed. That's what I needed to be told. I'm not ADHD at all, but there's some similarity to some degree. And I can't exactly tell you what it is or describe it well. But for me, having a dad who would just say, no, you can't do that. You must sit down and work.
Work through it.
And it was helpful.
It's just a big geometry problem.
Yep.
And that looks like a corner to me.
Yeah, and even now, I don't entirely know how to deal with it because everything is boring all the time. Everything is so boring all the time.
Okay,
And
you said it twice.
yeah, the only break I get from that is watching stupid videos on YouTube
On double speed.
on double speed.
So they don't bore you.
Yeah,
There's something that Garrett and I have done ever since, when he was a teenager. And there's an 8-year gap between the two of us, right? And Garrett has the most active imagination of anybody I've ever met. And so Garrett and I, and we experienced this a lot playing Dungeons and Dragons, we could, in a full-blown conversation, in character, be actively building worlds and stories and whatever else. And I've never found another person who is as good as Garrett at actively building that in his mind. Right? And now when Garrett's writing books, sometimes I'll come home and we'll spend 3 or 4 hours building out an entirely new plot line, world, story, characters, everything. And every time it's a super engaging, interesting thing. By the end, I'm exhausted, and I'm usually telling Garrett, okay, I gotta stop now. And he's like, oh, come on. You know, because for Garrett, he's just getting started. And
Garrett is very stimulated by it.
Garrett's very stimulated by it. And so we'll have those conversations for hours on end sometimes, building out entirely new concepts and ideas and stories. And sometimes it's politics, sometimes it's fiction, sometimes it's this, that, the other thing. And he's incredibly good at it. But when Garrett, you know, at one point he was given medication, I observed, like, so, you know, the thing that I've heard other people say, when that just kind of turned off like a light switch.
The creativity did?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
When I was on medication.
Yeah. Interesting.
It gives you the big. I have to say it calmed down my brain. My brain wasn't. My brain is usually very turbulent. Other people talk about. Other guys talk about having times when there's just no thought at all, where they can just sit and exist, and I can't relate to that. I never get that. Because my brain is just constantly moving. And anyway.
Interesting.
Mega Meaty Bacon Man says, I've not been diagnosed with ADHD, but I've had numerous people who do have it say they reckon I do. Ignorance is bliss, and I do not want to take medication. I'm happy enough brute forcing life with tea. I wonder if Garrett had it. And Slushyam says, I feel the same way, Bacon.
Yeah.
I like Lexi's message.
Yeah?
Yeah.
He says, I know someone, Robert. He was even better at creating worlds and magic things. He says his name was Professor John Ronald Rule Tolkien. Yes.
Exactly. J.R.R. Tolkien. And Mega Meaty says, when Doc tells Garrett to lower his voice, I get like that too when I'm all like,
Yeah.
Cornman says, genuine question, is Garrett on the spectrum?
Autism spectrum? I
Yeah.
don't think so. I don't think so, but then again.
If I am, then I'm very high functioning.
I think there's a bit of a misnomer. I think spectrum is a good word. Every single brain is different. Every single brain is wired different. When you look at the diagnosis, you know, specs for ADHD, or at least back when I looked into it 20 years ago, it's just an observation of behavior and of your behavior and mental state. And if you're outside of a certain standard, well, then you get that diagnosis. Everybody's on the spectrum. Everything, all brains, all life, all experience is. So.
John Delicious says, caffeine does similar to a lot of ADHD meds. Before I was diagnosed, I would drink a giant coffee when I was starting exams. Yeah. And he says, I believe that there's enough crossover that ADHD is being considered as the high end of the ASD spectrum.
ASD? Tell me the meaning of the acronym.
I think it's an autism thing.
Yeah, I think autism, Asperger's spectrum.
Okay.
I think that they're on the same spectrum, I think.
Well, I think you got it honestly, because that's probably how I functioned at the level that I did. Only I was able to deal with it probably in a different way than you did.
Yeah. Lexi says, Garrett, you still have a few years to practice. Tolkien didn't get published till the age of 45, but then again, he did fight in war before that time.
Yeah, he was kind of occupied a little bit.
No, he was one of the occupiers. Oof.
Oof.
No. Nope.
Sean Delicious said is autism spectrum disorder.
Okay.
There you go.
Chico says the best part about medicine is that you can take it, you can take and you cannot take it. Just because you get a diagnosis that says something doesn't mean that you need medication. You have a choice. Just leave all those extra people at home when you go to an appointment. Yeah.
All those extra people. Okay, I'm not quite sure where the extra people come in.
No parents, no spouses.
Ah, those people.
Yeah, I think so.
People who want to put you in a box.
Mm-hmm. Chinko says there's only one spectrum, which is why they state it as a spectrum, which means it relates to a wide-ranging and all-encompassing. Sledgehammer says, I was thinking extra personalities.
Oh, that's what I was wondering.
Well, I mean, we won't admit to Garrett's other personalities.
Those were all fake.
Sure.
Those were all for fun. CJ Strick says, it's great. We can all be here and learn about others and how they cope with these issues.
Yeah.
Or how they don't, as the case may be.
Don't tell him yourself now.
All
Lexi
right.
says, I have medication for my ADD, but I only take it if I need to travel a lot, and then I take it for safety.
I have now satisfied the demands of my certain of my constituents to enclose my operations within a building.
Excellent.
Okay. And just for variety, I decided to change the pitch on the blueprinter. So the blueprinter has the 4-meter pitch, where the others have the 2-meter pitch.
Cool.
2x4. All righty.
Sledgeham says, I'm not Sledgeham. I'm Tim. Sledgeham had to go to sleep.
Okay.
And then Sledgeham says, keep it down, Terry. Uh-oh. Lexi says, you know why people get a middle name? It's so they have a name ready for their split personality that they might develop.
Ah,
Uh-oh.
that's what it is, huh?
Uh-oh. So, there's a little bit of an issue with that. I go by my middle name. Garrett is my middle name. Am I the split personality?
Yes. Yes.
Did I consume the main personality years ago?
I was so mad when my parents... Now, I was 8 years old when my parents decided to call him Garrett, because I had known 2 people named Garrett previously, and they were both jerks. And I maintain that to today. I don't know any other Garretts that I like. Okay? Garretts are jerks. That's just what the name means, what the name is. I wanted him to be called by his first name, and I was so upset by it.
Okay. Well, here's my mall, folks.
Nice.
Yeah, that's pretty snazzy, don't you think? And you can head out to the blueprinter there. But
So we
going
have
up the elevator.
a double roof.
We have a double roof. Yep.
Interesting. Cool.
Yeah. And Lexi just reached a watch streak. Lexi is currently on a 3-stream streak.
Weird.
Is that new? I don't think I've seen that popping up before.
I have never seen it either.
Mega Meaty says, oh, is Garrett Latin for jerk? Interesting, robot.
Yep. Definitely Latin for jerk. I like my brother just fine, despite the fact that he's using the wrong name.
Oh, and I'm no less a jerk than any of the other Garretts. I just happen to be his brother.
Yes, that's really what it is. Oh, and by the way, my middle name will be employed. It will have its own personality. I just have to reserve it for when I become rich or take over the world.
Ah, yes.
Yes. Okay. All right. Has anybody got my supercomputers yet? Hmm?
Arden Suleimani says,
There are 2 people online with me.
I watched the entirety of you building this roof. I think I might be on the spectrum.
Alrighty. Now, the thing that I need to figure out now is how I can get the things coming in here to from the truck station and get them coming into the mall. So
Chico says, Doc,
Oh,
my
hold
power
on, Garrett.
To deliver supercomputers to dock within the next 24
What?
hours will receive 28 demerits.
What, Robert?
well, Ada said it. I believe it. But what's Robert?
Go ahead, Garrett. I was just sending an Ada message.
Oh, okay. Chinko says, Doc, my power's still down. I'm working on that right now because I need power to make supercomputers.
Okay. So who said that?
Chingo.
Chico. Okay, Chinko.
Chingo.
Cornman says, something I struggle with is that I'm passionate about 3D modeling and coding. I only have access to online courses where I'm basically just reading the whole time. It's not very stimulating.
No.
I took a class for both of those in 8th grade and excelled at both, but now I can't seem to get anywhere with it. It's very frustrating.
Ooh.
Yeah, I always made the mistake with coding that I always tried to do things that I thought were cool, but were way outside of my ability. And so I always just ran myself up against a wall of frustration.
Asking a question to Cornman, what kind of 3D modeling are we looking at?
Yeah.
There are some online 3D modeling programs, specifically Onshape and Tinkercad, both of which are quite proficient at 3D modeling. But if you're looking for something organic that you need like Blender for, that's a different question.
Which you are struggling to answer for yourself, even.
Yeah, and Mega Meaty says, I'm AFK cooking despite being on the server. So it looks like it's Chinko and Mega Meaty that are both on the server right now. Chinko's working on, wants to make the supercomputers, but...
Mega Meaty Bacon Man's cooking dinner.
Mm,
Okay.
and Mega Meaty says, what's the max demerit limit?
I love my monster, Mega Meaty Bacon Man. I love... Oh, robot. Sorry. When does that video come out, Robert?
Next week?
Okay.
Oh, Corman said
So-
3D modeling is something I want to do for my job.
Oh, okay.
Cool.
What's coming out today? Today's Thursday, right? Do I need to go check?
A video?
Okay, let me go check. See what video we've got releasing today. Okay, it's still scheduled for the 24th, and that's tomorrow.
We should
And
have a video that
today
just released.
Is Ultimate Guide to Pipes.
There you go.
Ultimate Guide to Pipes. It came out. Interesting. What time did it come out? Let's go look at it.
Should have come out at 9:15 this morning.
Okay. And it's above average.
Yeah, Cornman says I want to be able to make things that can hold my hands, whether it's toys or functional parts.
Yeah, there you go.
That's awesome. The thing I've done, because I enjoy board games, is I model and print board game inserts. And they're not super complex, but it's boxes and decorations, and some I've made really fancy, some I've made very basic. So I haven't done a whole ton, but that's entirely done through a browser if you want to. And then you could just download it and print it on your Bamboo Labs printer you got.
Guess what, Robert?
What's up?
It's a 2 out of 10 at the moment.
Hot dog.
Hot dog. All right. Means people are liking it. That's good. It's about the ultimate guide to pipes in Satisfactory. So it is a tip compilation, but it is a compilation specifically focused on pipes rather than just the miscellaneous ones we did, like 76 through 100 like we've done those in the past. And they've done really well, but we wanted to kind of focus and give people chunks that they can know what they're getting into. I want to know about pipes, and here's all the things I've done about pipes. And so we're going to do a few compilations like that to see if we can meet a market need. So that's pretty cool.
Yep.
And then tomorrow we have the House of Tesla coming. I don't know why somebody decided they didn't like my stairs going to be here. What did they do? Newton. Oh, great! He brought me some biomass. Thank you. At least he's not bringing me nuclear material.
They call it biomass these days, huh? Cleaning up after your dog.
Okay. So this is biomass input. Okay, throw the biomass in here. Make some more solid biofuel out of it.
Sledgehammer says, haha, I used to print out all sorts of cardboard environments to build. Nice.
Cardboard environments. Now you can do 3D printed environments.
Mm-hmm.
We've been 3D printing a lot lately. In fact, we printed, because we got a birthday coming up, and this particular child likes Paw Patrol. We printed out a Paw Patrol cake topper. Well, the cake topper is going to be taller than the cake. Oddly enough, they call it a cake topper. It's about that big around at the base and about that tall. That tall being about 8 to 10 inches or so. And it just looks really, really good. It looks really good. So next thing we're going to do is we're going to print out some tracks, the Paw Patrol tracks. So I'm going to go deposit.
Cornman says, in my brain, I think of 3D modeling as an advanced version of wood carving.
Uh-huh. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Like, I mean, we are going through quite the manufacturing revolution going on right now. From the expiration of the patents behind 3D printing.
Uh-huh.
That means we now have desktop CNC machining, which is still expensive. Still, you pay $1,000 to get a decent machine, right? But desktop CNC, the new Carvera Air that just came out for desktop. Oh, what is it called? The actual technology, but it can do color printing of color on top of
the UFI?
substances. Yeah, the UFI.
Yeah.
Not the Carvera Air. Sorry, that's a CNC machine. The UFI Maker or something.
Yep, UFI Maker. And it'll print texturized pictures.
Yeah.
And it was just wonderful. When I went to Vid Summit, I happened to be able to see, touch, and experience one there. And it was really cool.
Yeah.
The pictures don't do it justice. The pictures can't possibly give you a feel for the textures and the real good job they did in being able to put down these prints that are somewhat three-dimensional, because they kind of come at you off of the paper. So it's really
yeah. We're at the point that for the price of a used car, you can get a full-blown, a studio for manufacturing just about anything you want. And man, it's awesome.
Mm-hmm. Zach says, Doc, supercomputers are being made in a manufacturer under the depot.
In a under the depot. What's the
Sounds
under the train station depot over there?
Sounds like it. He might be referring to or he might be referring to a temporary setup he made.
Okay.
Nice says, do give Newton a pet. No wonder he doesn't give you good stuff if you don't give him pets.
Oh, is that the case?
Nadav says, hello, I just finished building a 60 PM power shard factory.
Okay.
Please give me a new project.
A 60 parts per minute power shard factory.
Sounds like
We
it.
have synthetic power shards available now
No, his own world.
in your
Yeah.
own world. Kudos. That is a game changer when you can all of a sudden have an unlimited supply without having to go out and collect slugs. Without having to collect slugs, it's just huge. Okay, how do you get under there?
Mega Meaty says, what's the next project for Doc? Clean nuclear energy with copious amounts of radioactive waste? We need more power. Power.
We definitely need more power. Okay. Somebody pinged, and I'm not seeing it.
Zach says, can I push the button when the time comes, Doc?
Absolutely. Just kind of say, hey, I'm hitting the button in the chat window.
Sledgehammer says, a friend of mine has a cake business. She prints out custom cookie cutters. Nice.
Perfect.
Fantastic.
That's a great way to level up a small business. That is an absolutely excellent way to do so.
Yep. That's one interesting thing that I've seen across a lot of YouTube. A lot of these makers that are successful that do the 3D printing stuff, they become successful commercially because they have another hobby or business that they use it for.
Uh-huh. Well, and frankly, that's the way that Mama Doc said that I had to get into the computer business. If you're going to have a computer, you're going to make it pay for itself. You're going to pay for your toys. And
Yeah.
that got me launched into the computer business. I said, fine with me. Then she said, now you got to quit your daytime job. If you're going to program all night making money, you might as well program all day making money. And so I got out of the insurance business, and the rest is a PhD, so to speak. So that was cool.
So yeah, Doc didn't get his PhD until I was in middle school or high school. It took a while for that to happen.
Yeah, it didn't happen overnight, that's for sure. That's a nice corner. That is a corner that you get in a mod.
Yeah, that's a real nice one.
And short pieces and regular modern railing. I'm gonna go attached to the wall over there. I'm gonna ignore the fact that it's actually embedded in the wall.
Sledgeham says, referring to the friend with cake business, says, yeah, she's a smart cookie.
Nice.
Yeah, nice. Okay, so where are these things being manufactured? I'm not seeing them under here. Under the depot. And this is the only thing I can think about is the depot. So I'm not seeing anything. What did he mean by depot? Because I'm obviously not understanding.
At one point, when I thought I'd have more time working on the channel, I wanted to 3D print or model and print out basically a modified version of all the machines from Satisfactory
Uh-huh.
and turn those into something to sell or whatever. And I thought that'd be fun. But the
Okay.
time to do that, man, it just takes a long time.
there. See, said the blind man.
In fact, I specifically wanted to build a miner that had a bit of an auger built into it, and so when you turn the crank, you can load it up with M&Ms and turn the auger, and as you turn it, or as you turn the crank, it pops out M&Ms onto a little conveyor.
And there are 43 of them now. Good. Just have to keep feeding the monster. Feed the monster from the mall up there. That's fine.
This is cheating.
Yes.
Building a factory underneath something. I mean, technically.
Meaty says, "Who's making supercomputers? I haven't completed my computer factory. I got as far as a shell, but I can change what it produces if you like." Yeah, I don't think that the current supercomputer factory is meant to be in.
Not meant to be permanent.
Yeah. So
It's meant to get us through the next leading edge production, so we can get a couple new tools.
yeah, since it's beneath the hub, it'll need to be removed later.
And
Unfortunately.
I have been removing them as they've fallen into disuse.
So, yeah, keep on building your supercomputer factory.
Please. And thank you.
And Thomas Logic says, "What is your most impressive structure build in the game?"
My most impressive structure build is Garrett's most impressive structure build, and that's the Gigafactory. It is impressive based on its size, not necessarily its beauty. Although it has some neat architectural areas, like where we have the hub and where we have the hall of the portal hall, the hall for portals. I mean, some areas of it are just absolutely gorgeous. But the Gigafactory itself, just for its sheer size, is by far the most impressive. Oh, did you fall through the hole? You're putting something down there.
Lexi says, "I don't play much in this server game since I really don't like this project with having to make one product and then send it and not being allowed to just make a multi-purpose factory."
Oh. Then you need to just come on and break the rules then. I'll just Oh. Okay. Obviously that isn't.
if Taco case it, then do whatever.
Robert of ejected. You know, it's kind of like the brain that was Abby Normal. It belonged to Abby Normal. Okay.
Lexi says, "I'm not that much of a rubber."
Not that much, huh?
See?
Mega Meaty Bacon Man says, "Breaking the rules is permitted." Noted.
Uh-oh, have I let the proverbial Pandora out of the box?
Yeah, you've opened Pandora's box.
I think that's the way Mega Meaty Bacon Man operated anyway, don't you think? There's 50 of them. Yep. Now I need the other 50 and we'll be ready to go. Somebody else says they're going to punch the button, so.
Oh,
See, it actually looks like we're building a supercomputer in here. So they've upped their game. Because usually the manufacturers just got usually the animation is just generic, and whatever you make there does the same animation. Like if you go look at the assemblers or constructors, it looks like it's a generic animation versus what it's really making. So, hey, we're waiting. I should have suspected that this was the platform you'd make it on, because it just because it was sitting here for that purpose for other things being made. Uh-oh, I have really thrown Robert into a
yes.
heart attack by saying what I did. so sorry, Robert. No more heart attacks today, okay? I can hear you breathing.
Stop blowing up our beautiful plan and world by giving people like Bacon the permission to.
Permission to decide to break the rules.
Zach asks, what happens if I break the rules? It depends on how badly you break the rules. We don't want to kick you off the server, but we might do that if the rules being broken are serious enough. But if they're not serious enough, there's a few different things that we can do. We'd rather not.
And he's just blowing smoke.
Am I?
If you build factories which are against the rules, that's not a big deal. If you destroy other people's builds, that's a big deal. If you disrupt Doc's gameplay, that's a big deal. Are we talking about abusive gameplay or rule breaking, or are we just talking about thematic? If we're talking about just thematic stuff, then who cares?
I build you a prison, Miggy Bakeman says.
Ooh.
Take away their build guns. They can't get out.
There you go.
We are definitely... People are using the coupons, obviously. So that's good, I guess. Okay. Let's go check and see if we've got the number of parts we need. 27. We're at 27.
Greater Than Gaming says, love you, Doc. Thanks for all the help.
You are welcome. Thanks for coming and visiting with us. I appreciate that. All right. If we can pass the next leading edge production, that would be so cool. What?
Sorry, just saw some news that I completely missed.
Uh-oh.
Is it the kind of news you can share?
Daniel Naroditsky died on Monday.
And who is that?
Chess grandmaster, one of the top 4 in the world. He's 29 years old.
20? What?
Yeah, exactly.
A chess grandmaster, and he dies at age 29? I mean, I can't imagine chess is all that lucrative where we get into the drug culture or anything like that.
Yeah. He died there in North Carolina, looks like.
Interesting.
Holy cow.
Yeah.
Huh. Don't know how I missed that news.
All right, we're at 35 out of 50.
Excellent.
We're getting there, and somebody keeps whacking me. What are y'all whacking me for?
Greater Than Gaming says, love you, Doc. Thanks for all the help.
Yeah, now you're speaking over me.
Oh, really? Did I miss that
Sorry.
one?
Yeah.
Ah, I'm sorry. I was.
So it's happened to both of us when I'm over here.
Yeah, it's because I was reading an article. It's almost like when you're reading on your phone, you know.
He killed me.
You miss stuff.
He killed me. No, he didn't. He stunned me.
Did it give a cause of death?
Nope, they haven't released that yet. crazy.
Yeah, because at that age, it's very unlikely to be natural.
We got 10 more to go. That means a little less than 2 more minutes. A little more than 2 more minutes.
Bruce says some people get blessed with high aptitudes and intellect because God knows their time will be short.
Wow.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, like Mozart, was it, that died young?
Hmm?
No, I think Mozart lived to a good old
Or
age.
was it Beethoven? One of Beethoven, Bach, Mozart, one of those three died when they were, quite young compared to others. Well, we've run out of product here. Are we going to still get enough?
Lexi says, Garrett, an accident can always happen. And yeah, but an accident is hardly natural.
Oh. Well, you think you've got enough. Okay. Do you have some in your hand? We need 5 more.
Lexi says Mozart died at 35.
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay, so it was Mozart.
crazy.
That is quite the saw. Oh, don't shoot me again.
Yeah, I will say to Cruz though that high aptitudes and intellect don't necessarily make you make your life better or happier. They make you more capable, certainly, and if you leverage them correctly,
Only 2 more.
it can make your life happier.
And we're out of plastic. There we go. Put the plastic in. Miscalculated on the plastic slightly. Last one. And it is done. Uh-oh. And somebody took it out immediately. Okay, let's run to the hub. Whoever has that last stack of 50, let's run to the hub. Oh,
Sledgehammer says, lol, and Doc ends up making supercomputers. No, somebody else made that. They put up a temporary factory so that we could get the supercomputers we needed.
Doc just fed it, watched over it, took them out.
okay. Go ahead and put the rest in and hit the button.
Bruce
You
says,
do it.
yes, absolutely. If you want to be happy, stay as dumb as possible.
You want to do it? Okay. Yay, he did it. So, we just got leading edge production, which gave us the minor Mark III, guys. You can have the minor Mark III. So do we want aeronautical engineering so we can have drones, or do we want nuclear power? I'll bet you Mega Meaty Bacon Man votes for nuclear power. So you can build us a chaotic nuclear power plant.
Only if he builds the nuclear plant in the shape of a monster.
Dealer's choice, he says.
And I'm not talking about a can of monster. I'm talking about a monster rampaging towards the hub to break it.
You choose. I don't mind. We're really focusing on trains. So I'm going to leave aeronautical engineering for the next time. I'll select the milestone here. We need more supercomputers, guys. So we need to reconstitute our supercomputer production down there.
And Mega Meaty says, well, you need to pick a spot for a rampaging monster then.
Where is most of the nuclear? Let's go take a look there and I'll tell you where to put it.
And Cruz says, yes, absolutely. If you want to be happy, stay as dumb as possible. I might have already said that.
No.
No?
No.
We have a text-to-speech here.
Okay.
Alexander_Petrova said, Doc, don't feel bad about me not playing much on this game. It gives others a chance to make the advanced machinery I did in the last game.
Okay. That's fine.
We have a first-time chat from Onisla. Doc, how old are you?
Oh. I'm as ancient as dirt. I have a birthday coming up on November 10th, at which time I will turn 68. So, yeah. I know I only look 50, but, you know.
You only look 50, you say?
Yeah.
Lexi says he just turned 50.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, resource nodes. I'm turning nuclear on here so we can take a quick peek.
I'm sorry.
Nuclear.
Doc's oldest child is 45.
Yeah.
So,
Unless I've. Yeah, exactly.
I mean,
Okay. Let's see where the nuclear is. I'm gonna obviously have to turn off the collectibles or the artifacts.
Onisla says, why so old man play this fantastic game?
Well, that I can't tell you. I can't tell you why I play this old game, other than I love it. I just like playing it. Okay. We have nuclear nodes in the middle of the ocean over here, nuclear nodes there in this lake. We have nuclear nodes there. Good Creek. Do we only have 3 nuclear nodes? Okay. Nuclear, uranium.
you want to bring that to a screen where people can watch you?
Yeah, let's look at this. All right. So, trying to remember where this is. Is this the lake we built that the huge coal plant over one time?
No, that's the lake in the southeast corner. That's the water we got, though. That's the lake that I built. I filled with water extractors
For the
nuclear plant. Yep.
Oh, and this is the one in the cave.
Yeah, the cave. Yeah,
And
the
the
cave.
cave dumps out here, and the water is way up there.
Yeah.
So what about this one over here?
Also in a cave.
Is it? It's also in a cave.
Yeah.
So, and then this one over here, that's not in a cave. Looks like a good flat area over here to build, and the
That's a really small area, though.
It is. And it's really rough terrain to build anything.
Yeah.
And it's no fun to watch the monster. If you're willing to transport,
Well,
if you're willing to transport, I'd say put it over here in this.
that's
flat
where you're
area
at
here.
right now.
This is where I am at right now.
Yeah. That's where your mall is, right there.
Well, then don't do it there.
We could put it over the void. Actually, take it out of that cave, and that
Do it over the
the void, and that area just the southeast of the void. That whole thing. That whole thing can become the nuclear plant.
and then just conveyor it out here, out the door here.
Yeah.
All right, Mega Meaty Bacon Man, the decision has been made. Make the monster either over this void with a big platform over the void, or over this void.
Mega Meaty, I think someone is already building on the void.
Oh, really? Okay,
Yeah.
let me drop a shoot.
What you should do, I think that there are a couple of places on the map that are over the void, like to the south. You should build the monster climbing up over the edge of the map.
Over clear out here.
Yeah, like to the south where it just drops off into nothingness.
Right there.
I
Oh,
can't
right
see
here?
I can't see the screen.
Oh, well. We need to duplicate that monitor over there so you can see it.
Well, I would be able to see it if my computer
No,
were,
my home base. Okay.
were functional.
So the void over here is your home base? Okay. I
Megan
obviously
Meady says, "Can you hurry up and fix Garrett's PC so he can help me build this with all his ideas?" Unfortunately, I wouldn't be able to help you very much. I have a lot of cool ideas, but I don't think I'd even be able to start implementing that.
okay. So my home base is right in this area,
Yep.
and the uranium is there. We literally only have 3 uranium mines on this entire map. Literally.
No. Yeah, there's one up there in the Rocky Desert, and then what?
There we go.
That's at the peak of the world, the very top is the highest point in the world.
Oh, that would be a pain.
Yep.
And then those 3. That's it.
And the northeast corner.
Northeast corner. I don't see anything in the north.
The western mountains
it
there.
is.
Yep. I think that's all of them.
So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 3, 4, 5.
Zach says, "My base is going to be covered in nuclear waste."
Well, I expect that you will make the plutonium, that you will make the uranium waste into plutonium fuel rods so we can sink them for mega coupons.
Mega coupons.
Yes.
Lexi
Please.
said, Lexi says, "I'm doing some nice Landsrad." What is that? I don't.
He says he has a plan for the waste. It's okay.
The
I don't know that
Landsrad
I'm
is
reassured. I don't know that I'm reassured.
the Landsrad is a guild within Dune, and in the game Dune Awakening that she's playing, it's a reward system for people who do basically server-wide daily quests or weekly quests.
Okay. All right. So if this is Zach's base over here over the voids, would transporting this, there's a neat little trick. You can transport the waste through the walls of the cave with a drone. I didn't intend for it to be that way, but I just went ahead and put a drone port in here, and I put another drone port the other way and said, do it, and it went straight through the roof. So it's a mechanic that's weird. I have no nuclear or plutonium waste experience. I'll process it, don't fret. Okay. The ocean near my base is a wonderful spot for nuclear dumping ground. We do not have any protection yet, do we? Can we make the suit and the filters? That'd be a good question.
That would be an excellent question. How do we not die when making new technology?
Exactly. How do we not die when making nuclear technology? I mean, we could go, this is the top of the world over here. The coordinates, it's 465 meters high. Oof. Oof. We'd have to. All right. We got a first time chat there, Garrett.
Oh, yeah. Sir Loftus says, "I'm looking to build a turbo fuel farm this afternoon. Do I need to package the turbo fuel after it's made, or can I just pump it into the fuel generators?"
Oh, you can just pump it straight in the fuel generators if the fuel generators are close. Yeah. Don't package it. Just pump it straight in with pipes.
You can, and they don't need water. Because
The only fuel,
unless the fuel generator is different than the.
it is different than the coal. The coal
Okay,
needs water.
then that's something new since I played.
The fuel generators need water? No. I think they ever needed water.
Coal needed water. Fuel has never needed water.
Know that.
Okay. So, Mega Meaty Bacon Man, if he's made his base here, transporting this through his base is going to be hot. That might be an issue for Zach.
Sir Loftus says, "Where can I find the ratios for how many views?"
How many of what to use?
The fuel generators. Or
Oh, I do really quick math. I find out how much turbo fuel I'm making, and then I look at how much a fuel-based power plant consumes of turbo fuel, you'll probably have to go to the wiki for that. And because the wiki, I'm going to go to the nuclear, coal, plutonium, biomass. Come on. I just want a fuel. What do they call the fuel power? Fuel powered generator. There it is. Call it a generator. So if you go look at the fuel powered generator, the challenge here is that it consumes different amounts based on the different kind of fuel. So you say it's turbo fuel, it'll produce 7.5. It'll consume 7.5. So find out how much your turbo fuel. I think it's a refinery, isn't it, that makes the turbo fuel?
Yes.
Find out how much the turbo fuel refineries are outputting, and match it up with the number of generators that based on 7.5 will use. Now you can overclock and underclock to get it to match up exactly, but it's this burn rate that you're working with. Okay, it only needs 7.5, and it makes 2,000 megajoules every 8 seconds. So 7.5 per minute. There's your number right there. Okay, and the reason you can't just go to the fuel generator is you have to put the turbo fuel into a fuel generator before it'll tell you this number. So if you're in the planning phase, it's kind of hard just to throw down a fuel base generator and look at its stats, because it doesn't know what kind of fuel it's having put in it. So and the best is the ionized fuel, three per minute. Oof, big time. And the rocket fuel is a little bit better than turbo fuel, but you're moving up the stream here. So, okay, there you go. So I'm going to put that away, and I'm going to put this away. And Mega Meaty Bacon Man, do you have, excuse me. Okay. I think I'm back. Anyway, it'll take me a little bit to get my voice back. Okay, so there's how to get the math. Okay. Stockpiled radiation in containers has an enormous radius. Yes, so I would rather you not. I would really rather that you not stockpile, please. Make it into plutonium fuel rods and sink the plutonium fuel rods, please. I'm going to go get the rest of the things that I need. I need to find the cable and concrete. I know is over this direction.
Mm-hmm. Zach says Doc's supercomputers are halfway done.
Good.
Not the factory, but he's halfway done making the ones that you need for the next advancement.
Yep, that's what I assumed.
Okay. And Arton says you can click some icon, I think, which tells you how much the different fuels consume.
Oh, okay. I haven't noticed that icon before. Rotors and modular frames. Now I need heavy modular frames. Okay, where's the cable?
Lexi says, you know what happens when you assume, right?
Yeah. Cable. And I need 1,000 of these. Okay. And I need to find the heavy modular frames.
Megamedi says, if I make it in Crater Lake, it will be in range of both my base and the hub. No one is building in that spot currently, either outside of Whitestone's rails. And it's close to the node on top of the cliff.
Okay.
Oh, the drive says, second that. There is an icon inside the fuel generator
Okay.
that tells you how many cubic meters per minute it needs.
Okay, cool. That's an icon I didn't know about. It's nice to know that I've got people teaching me every day. That's good. That's good. I don't have any heavy modular frames, folks. Not, a few may have come through, but there are none currently in the depot. So if somebody can help with that, I would appreciate it. And somebody's pinging. So the supercomputers are done, possibly.
Oh, Djibouti Bacon says, new here, but I love your shorts. Keep up the great work.
All right. Appreciate you being here. Appreciate you taking the time to come out of your day. That's good. So, oh, somebody put the stairs back. Guess I complained about it enough.
Megamedi says, Garrett, what shape monster do you want? Draw something on MS Paint and send it to me. I'm not very good at with paint, but I was thinking just like a basic humanoid reaching out, maybe zombie-like, but also very loosely that. As long as you can see a head and reaching arms, I'm fine.
Alrighty.
Are you demanding fan art, Garrett? What is this?
What? Man,
Hey, I got fan art. I don't know what your problem is.
go banner.
No.
Oh, Garrett, Doc, show him that right there. See?
Yep, that's fan art.
See?
I need to. The robot.
The giant robot.
Alrighty. Well, I need to take a quick word for our sponsors. We're playing on their servers right now, and if everyone's having a good experience with it, you can understand why I'm excited that they've decided to sponsor us. So, Ping Players at pingplayers.com. There's a discount coupon down in the down in the description that we'll put there right after the live stream, and we should have posted a chat there. There we go. Close that. There we go. And so Whitestone Industries is just always the great artist. Made this sign for us in the middle. It's great. It's great. He's also got another sign for himself over here, and his signs are wonderful. Yeah, Whitestone Industries, it says. That's who made our wonderful sign. So, right. And I don't know if he's on the server right now, but he joins us quite frequently and has a channel of his own. So you can go check that out. All right. By the way, there are two turnstiles that let the train down to the next level.
Okay.
One where I'm pointed over here,
Yeah.
and one right over here where his sign is.
Okay. I didn't see that northern one. I'm sure that's where he cleaned it up and moved it from.
Yeah. See,
I wonder why it compacted them all to that location.
That is a very good question.
My bet is that there was already one there, and so it just tried to find the closest one and
Yeah.
dumped them all there.
Exactly. All right, so if supercomputers are almost done, we just have to. I can't remember what it takes to make a heavy modular frame. So let's take a look. Okay. Okay, somebody's pinging me down there, so I better go look there. Quite a few things it takes to make a modular frame.
The Geritol Gamer says...
The
"Good day."
Geritol Gamer.
Says, good day to you, Doc.
Good day. Good day. I bet you there's a story behind that name somewhere. All right. All right. Do we have some heavy modular frames someplace? If not, I think we can make them in the craft bench here. Let's go see how many we can make at the craft bench. Heavy modular frames, we can't make any because we don't have enough screws, but we can go get some screws. Somebody stopped delivering their screws to the truck station. I'm really quite disappointed.
Doc's not upset. He's just disappointed.
Yeah.
The Geritol Gamer says, just an older fellow that remembers the pills from back in the day.
Yes. I remember those ads. Do they still even make that? Oh, come on. Why?
Geritol?
Yeah.
What was that?
It was a laxative.
Oh. Okay.
Okay, no wonder it was funny to you.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so just a sec. Is there something you're trying to show me? No. Otherwise, I'm gonna make some heavy modular frames so that we can get this show on the road here. Move on to the next.
Maybe unlock nuclear power by the end of the day.
Yeah, exactly.
We are getting kind of to the end of the stream already, which is crazy.
Yeah.
Wow, that's terrible. Well, we are getting close to the end, aren't we? Oops. Already ran out. Really? They already ran out of screws. Oh, my storage container. My personal storage container hasn't got any parts yet.
The Geritol Gamer says, I must say thank you for all your helpful videos. You have helped immensely on my Satisfactory playthrough.
Oh, I appreciate that. That is nice to say. I appreciate that because I enjoy. Basically, the tips started as kind of an idea because, I needed tips to understand the game and learn it as I was learning it. So we started doing tips, and all of a sudden found that they were actually, in demand enough by others too. So we kept making them. And, the rest is history. Djibouti Bacon, huh?
First time chat from Djibouti Bacon says, Doc, at what point do you think a super factory is worth the time building the infrastructure?
When you get to about tier 5 and 6, when you start getting into those more complex builds where you start needing a lot of assemblers and starting to get into manufacturers, it's about time to get your stuff into a central location where you can then then be able to take from it to build in one place. Okay, I have to go stop, he says.
Ada message here.
Okay.
Attention dock, construction privileges temporarily revoked. Fix-It requires completion of a level of Productive Packer Deluxe before you're allowed to place another conveyor. Think of it as mandatory fun.
Well, at least I'm at the hub. Uh-oh, Sanctum boombox tape. Oof.
Sanctum was a fun game. Or I should say, Sanctum 2 was fun. I never played Sanctum.
Uh-huh.
Foreman says, Doc, you have to go. Stop.
Go where?
I have no idea.
Max Murphy says Fallout Day was very disappointing. Not one thing that the community wanted to be addressed was addressed. They just talked about Fallout 4 and Shelter in New Vegas in 76. Yeah. Unfortunately, Bethesda's fallen the way of many big game companies, it seems.
Somebody's whacking me while I'm playing my game. Come on. I got up to 800.
Cornman's saying under there. And don't ask where.
Under there, but don't ask. Okay. You got a boombox. I was getting boomed. Okay, so if somebody put the resources in there, okay. Why did I? Ouch.
We're going to stop whacking Doc now, okay, guys?
Come on, be nice to Doc.
I got boomed clear out of the hub.
No more boom booms.
No more boom booms. Oh, boom. Doc, there's a Mercer sphere under there. Under.
Yep. Doc got it.
You almost got me.
Cornman says hee.
It's interesting that heavy modular frames aren't built out of modular frames.
They have some modular frames in them, right?
Oh yeah, they do, I guess. These 5 each. Sorry.
Lexi says no more hitting Doc. You're only allowed to nuke him sky high off the map if you can manage.
Okay, fine.
Well, the screws were going to the depot, but they stopped going to the depot. So we're not going to unlock this today, I guess. We're still 117 short. So let's go ahead and oh dear, what have we got going here? Okay. We have a manufacturer out here. Ah.
I've been following some people, some old game developers that developed games back in the 90s and early 2000s. And one of the big things I keep on pulling away, taking from it is their teams of developers were rarely more than a couple dozen. The vast majority of the time, you'd have a couple artists and you'd have a couple programmers. One would work on the engine, one would work on implementation. You'd have a game designer. It was always very, very small teams back in the day.
Yes.
And so, speaking of this, disappointment in Fallout Day, just the sheer volume of the employees, the sheer quantity
don't
of
worry
work.
about doing that other one. I've got this one overclocked and slooped. It'll be plenty.
Just means that you're not going to get there. Just
I mean, Bethesda for a while. We have a first-time chat from Mayo the 2nd, 07, so salute.
hello.
Bethesda had a method that seemed to be working really well for a while, and it seems like they went away from that. Now, I might be misremembering who actually did this. It might have been Valve that did this, but I'm not sure. Where they had a large team, but the people were expected to break off into smaller teams to work on individual projects. And people were generally expected to come up with their own projects, drum up their own team of people who are interested in working on that project, and build the project themselves. I think it was Bethesda, but I might be wrong.
I seem to think it was Valve, but
If it was Valve, then Valve is just as good today as it was back then. I really wish that they'd make more video games. Cruz says, anytime you're trying to design by committee, it's going to fail. Yep.
now, by the way, Doc is the expert here. His actual doctoral thesis was on how to develop software in large corporations and what's preventing software from being developed well in large corporations.
So the bigger they get, the more they get swallowed up by investors trying to grow them, the less efficient they become.
So
I
my
have
thought,
slowed these down, by the way. This conveyor over here can only do 780. I slowed both of these down to where they each are doing 390, so that gives exactly 780 coming into here. So it's not going to help to add another one. So,
But if it's bright pink and green, it'll work.
of course, as long as it's bright pink and green.
Max Markey says, that was Valve. How dare you compare the god of gaming to the lowly Bethesda mortal? Valve never went public. Valve is not a public company. That's probably why it is still doing so well. Oh, that's why they don't have to do good. That's why they can just sit around doing nothing, counting their money. Sure. I see what you're saying.
And to be honest, that keeps them good. That's what keeps them good.
Is just counting their money?
Yeah. They don't have to constantly increase shareholder value in order to continue functioning and increase their stock price. They just do what they do, and they make money, and they're good.
Yeah. Publicly traded companies just get an unhealthy fixation on profit.
Short-term profit at that.
Yeah, short-term profit at that.
Mayo, the second first-time chat. 07?
That's a salute.
That's a salute? It is?
Just
Oh. Okay. You again.
Darth Arton says, I hope game developers will follow the example of Sandfall Interactive, who made Expedition 33.
That game made a huge splash.
And Lexi says, I can't wait for the Avatar game third-person perspective update. I will finally be able to play it without motion sickness.
Okay. Third person perspective. That helps. Oh, so that you're not flipping the camera around so bad, I suppose. Yeah.
Am I one of the few people who disliked Avatar?
Probably.
Or is that actually a popular opinion that's disguised as unpopular?
I don't know.
Max Murphy says, I just bought Misery, and I'm trying to get my friend's account so I can buy him a copy.
Okay. I only ever watched the first one and never watched the sequels.
For sequels,
Avatar.
There's sequels?
Way of Water. And the only reason why I know about it is because some VFX people reviewed it. And then I think there's a fire-based one coming soon.
I can't sit and watch it.
Yeah, it's hard because you can look at visual effects and pictures and stuff and tell whether it's good or not. It's fairly easy for somebody who doesn't know those subjects to say if they're good or not.
Oh.
And so a lot of these movies end up getting really good VFX.
Heavy modular fangs. Framed. To talk like Davy Jones in
There you go.
I liked how they did the CG on that character. That was so good.
Davy Jones?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
Okay, so I have to say, the Avatar game, are you talking Avatar The Last Airbender
No.
or Avatar?
They're talking
Because-
about Blue People Avatar.
Yeah, because we're getting some mixed up comments on that. So yeah, we're talking about Blue People Avatar, the one that sucks.
The one that sucks, Garrett says. I was being nice, Garrett.
Lexi says the Avatar game is amazing, but the first-person perspective gives me motion sickness, so I can play no more than 30 minutes,
Hey,
making
it's
it
Robert.
more or less unplayable.
What? What do you mean, hey, it's Robert? I'm not online. It's not Robert.
I looked at a new video game today called Teardown. It's another video that's in the Coffee Stain Studios arsenal.
What's the title?
Teardown.
Okay. Don't know it.
Chongalicious says, "Oh, I'm not mixed up. I'm just mocking it. First Avatar was air, second water, third fire. I just need earth." Gosh. My man says the new movie wasn't that great. The first one wasn't great either. I think they said it cost like $10 billion to make.
Yep.
Look at the head over here, Robert.
Nice.
By the heavy monster frames.
And Lexi says, "Well, Garrett, how many billions of dollars did you make?" I'd say James Cameron's Avatar is pretty good, having made over $4 billion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know why my kids don't like it, but you know.
Oh, the visuals were absolutely amazing. The visuals were top notch.
There you go. Robert overanalyzing it so that he can't enjoy it. Heavy sigh.
Doc, you... I swear you tried to bait me into ranting every time.
But the story itself was overly cliche, very annoying.
It
know,
was Dances
this
with
is why
Wolves,
I-
but worse.
This is why I never watch movies with Robert or Garrett because they literally overanalyze to the point where they can't enjoy the movie. And I liked Dances with Wolves. Thank you very much.
So
No, Dances with Wolves is great. I love Dances with Wolves. This is just a poor imitation of it. That's what I said. I thoroughly enjoyed Dances with Wolves.
and Dances with Wolves was a good cultural commentary when it was made,
Yeah.
and Avatar is holding on to the same cultural commentary that
Or-
just
or-
isn't applicable anymore.
Or it was just a good movie.
See, I'm going to bring up the thing I always bring up when Avatar comes up. Doc, I'm going to steal your screen for a second.
Yeah. We've only got 5 minutes left before I.
This is not a real quote from the movie. This is somebody's fan-made fan fiction of this guy's character who is the villain of the movie. Okay? Of his actual ethos. And I want Garrett to read this.
Okay. Spare us your pity, alien. You gush about your connection with nature, your primal wisdom, but what has it brought you? Where are your marvels of engineering, your voyages of discovery, your great insight into the nature of the universe? Even at our basest, when we dressed as you do, dwelt as you do, hunted as you do, and lived as you do, we did more than merely survive. We built wonders. We made the great journeys. We forged epics. You have not. You speak so proudly of the plugs dangling from your skulls, little realizing that they are but strings and you puppets. What little you have accomplished, you attribute to the wisdom of your goddess, who is nothing but the voices of your dead echoing for all eternity. She moors you to the past, serving as a leash that keeps you as little better than apes, sad parodies of civilization that lack the special spark to become something more. We have come to your world in search of resources. Whether your actions drive us back, or we take what we want and move on, the outcome is the same. We will depart from your wretched planet. You're blocking up the screen a little bit. Leaving you behind, and in 1,000 years, you will not have changed from this contact with another world. You will remain in your trees, hunting your prey, communing with your goddess, until your sun burns out and your world dies. And above your tomb, the stars will belong to us.
I guess he didn't like the aliens on it.
No, he didn't.
See, that's a good counterpoint morality to the main character. They didn't ever present this in the movie. But this is another valid worldview that I would love to see explored.
Interesting.
Anyway, that would have made a good movie.
Okay, Cornman wants some of Mega Meaty Bacon Man's nuclear power. So I guess Mega Meaty Bacon Man's going to make it to a nuclear power plant
Awesome.
with a monster. Uh-oh, what's this? Oh, gee. You bet. You are very welcome for the stream. Appreciate it. I think I'll even leave this here for a while. Let it generate some whatevers.
Yeah, let's take you to the chat room.
Yeah.
Close out.
All righty. Well, this video has been sponsored also by Ping Players. We really appreciate them helping us to afford some of the goodies and the electronics we've been able to buy recently, as well as the subathon that has helped us to afford a few of the new toys, the upgrades. And so, literally, we really appreciate them. Doc35 gets you a 35% discount if you'd like to play with your friends. It's easy to set up. Just go do it if you want to play with your friends. The train updates. Not quite sure what you're asking there.
Lexi says, that's why you're single. You can't appreciate a love story. The first one was a beautiful love story.
I need to watch it again. I can't even remember what the plot was.
It wasn't a good love story, and I love any good story.
Oh,
But it absolutely was not a good love story.
well, we have 3D printed so far this much of the tank and the container, and the other pieces and parts that are laying here are not put together quite yet. So we're getting there on the train, and it's just gonna. I mean, Mama Doc had some priorities that kind of bumped our train priority off to the side, so we'll need to get going on that. Birthday presents for the grandkids that are printed with the 3D printer kind of take priority over the toys that I want to build. Go figure. It's my printer, you know.
Hey, this is my toy. I bought it.
Exactly. Exactly. So anyway, but that's the way life works. So yippee, hooray. So the Butterfinger train is slowly making its way to reality, and we'll show it to you as soon as it's built. And we'll probably move that webcam from the couch over here so we can see it functioning each time. So other than that, we had a good video that released today. It was a 2 out of 10 when I first checked it. Hopefully it'll keep on moving. If you want a good love story, watch Conan the Barbarian. Okay. Okay. All right. So, hey, everybody have a great day. We'll look forward to seeing the members tomorrow and everybody else back on Monday. And have a great weekend, everyone. We'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.